staring.
And what is your beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know
the pool house is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
I'm sorry, but don't you guys find it kind of creepy that a 40-year-old man
To me, it's funny. He's a YouTuber. He wears a Dr. Doom mask to interview Tommy
in all of their videos because they're afraid to show their pale white face? I don't know. That seems a little suspicious to me.
Yeah. Let me get Max in here. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. Oh no. I should never have allowed it to happen. I'm already regretting it. No, what?
Especially some dude just wearing a mask all the time, screaming at the camera.
Mad Max is here. Never thought I'd see you in my chat. Great costume drawing. Thanks.
Rich, long time. Please take off your shirt and show us some saggy melons.
Yeah!
And please, with some Finnegan Fox enthusiasm,
Yes!
show us on the floor. Oh, God, I see what you did there. You son. I like saggy melons.
Oh, there you go.
But, like, it just...
Hard at work.
This
is hard at work.
You messed up now.
Your boss?
Saggy, hold on.
Go get your boss. Go get your boss.
At work.
I need your clout.
Chase it off of me, bro.
I need your clout. Oh wow.
I'm at work. You see, I'm working. I'm trying to
get
end
ready.
The night. You
get ready for the
live now. While I'm trying to get my job
There's a
done.
reason for that. Get ready for the cancellation live in person.
Get ready for the cancellation. Yeah, you were about to get canceled. You already know.
Mom!
Yes, honey?
It happened again!
Did you have your mask on?
I always have my mask on.
Oh, I'm not the one.
I already hold you. I was watching your other stream. You're like, I hope someone shows up. Listen, I'm backing down. I don't have I can't take the melons.
You don't want this. You don't want
no,
this. You don't want
I don't know.
You don't.
I know you're stocking shelves? Oh wow, you're
smoke you do not want to mess with.
See, the accusations were false. Someone said you're doing a lot of texting network. And she's stalking.
Doing a text network, damn right, because this is my job. I'm doing my job while we're talking. So
you know what
multitasking.
You know what the reality is? She was texting watching YouTube, and then she's like, "I'm going live. I better stock shelves."
Who guessed? Tommy Telleriso.
Telleriso. Oh my God!
All right. Restart the stream. Restart.
Nice chatting with you. I'll see you guys later.
Jeremy, I just reached 5K.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
It really doesn't matter.
While you're here, if you'd like to consider memberships, it's only 99 cents.
Rip away, my friend. Rip away.
Because, man.
Movie Madness Entertainment. Welcome.
Because mad. That's what I'm gonna be. If this is, I'm sick of this Hyperion stuff. Hey Tony, thank God you're here. There's some Superscooper making the rounds.
That's what I hear.
And I think it's absolute bullshit. I think it's Sil 2.0. Hey Brian. Hey, Justin.
Borderline.
Yeah, my name is Justin.
I know.
I know it's very hard without all the names again. I'm
sorry,
Justin.
I apologize. I don't know. My mind goes out sometimes.
Yeah, we all know that.
Including with the Scoop Wars with Cavill. Suck it, Warner Brothers. Suck it, Warner Brothers. If this happens, I am going to rage.
By the way, you can make up for it by putting that little last thing that we did and put that in the intro. That'd be fucking great.
Maybe argue that the rage is why you're not getting what you want.
No.
Yeah.
No. If I had to go from years of being a Cavill Superman fan, not even a Snyderverse fan, to him just like casually showing up in the MCU after all this bullshit, I'm gonna lose it. And he's still not. And he's still not in.
I mean, do you mind if I sit back, point, and laugh when you do it?
No, I don't mind.
Okay,
You'll deserve
cool.
it. People will deserve it.
All right, cool. It'll be like a nice spectacle.
So, and then
remember, I called it.
Well, you did say it, yes.
No, I called it here. Like, 2-3 weeks ago, we were on stream talking about it. I said Cavill's going to show up as Hyperion, and you laughed and you thought I was lying.
You probably get more money.
Now, and what the hell, Enosh? Enosh getting it. This is a call out to the lounge. Enosh has gone onto the Scoop Gravy train. He has some super scooper that we're going to react to. This is bullshit. Bullshit.
You didn't watch this beforehand, Max?
No.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah, Max watching
movie madness.
This is reaction. This is reaction.
I can't wait to see Max's reaction on this.
Is this happening right now? Like, what's going on?
Earlier today, I think.
No, why? I'm really angry at Enosh. What's wrong, Tony?
Well, because I heard about this, and I want to see your reaction, because once you see the proof, you're finally going to be able to move on.
There's receipts?
I hope so. I really do. God dang.
All right. Let's get these scooper poopers.
Just remember, I'm there for you.
So what's the deal? What have you gathered so far?
What have I gathered so far?
Yeah, what do you know so far?
Special guest insider, Super Scoop from Hollywood, Henry Cavill signed 3-picture deal to play Hyperion. That's some bullshit.
Okay.
Somebody's running a drill. Hang on.
So we want him back as.
But is Enosh the kind of guy to run with false rumors?
I don't know. Maybe now.
You know him better than I do. I barely know him.
I don't know.
Max, what is the significance of that?
Because we want him back as Superman. And because
why can't he do both?
Well, because WB hasn't been able to pay him the money he wants as a contract, or he's holding out, who knows, for years and years and years. And he's like, I'm still Superman. I still want to play Superman. And they can't make it happen for years. There's a whole history of him not appearing in DC movies because they can't get the contract. And then all of a sudden he just waltzes into the MCU.
Well, maybe that might be because, at this point he realizes some of the movies suck.
Ooh.
Now I understand why I didn't. Bye, Justin. No.
Oh, I forgot I was muted. You shouldn't have said that, Justin. No.
What movies suck?
No.
Whatever ones he's been a part of. Like he doesn't seem like he's satisfied with it. Like if I'm gonna be in these terrible movies, you may as well pay up the big bucks because you know that you have it, and I should be paid more as the face of it. Superman. I am fucking Superman. Let's go.
Well, let's go. Let's see what Enosh got. Let's see his receipts.
All right. Let's
I mean, is that invalid? Is that not true?
I don't know.
I mean, what do you think? Like, I think it's a payment issue.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, I'm just pissed off at Warner Bros. I am gonna rage if this happens, and he's not coming back at all, and then he's Hyperion. I'm gonna rage. It's gonna be full. It's gonna be full Max Last Jedi.
Well, let's see it. Come on.
All right. Let's see this.
I want you to welcome to the lounge for the first time. And who knows if this pans out.
Maybe what? He's going to, okay.
Well, this will be a continued thing.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Super Scooper. What's up, Super Scooper?
Super Scooper.
Well, first off, let me say thank you for having me here on the lounge.
Who's
I
this?
always hear good things about you.
He's got a really nice voice.
Come to the lounge. This is the place where everybody knows everything. Okay, so, I know this is probably sad news.
I don't know. What's our initial impressions of this guy? I've never. He goes by Super Scooper.
I trust this guy with my full heart.
He's kind of long-winded.
I think he looks familiar.
His name should be Pooper Scooper.
Yes.
I actually like you, Tony. You're good. Super Scooper. I mean, he's
Pooper
not bad.
Scooper. No, it's Pooper Scooper.
It's Chris Wozniak.
The Woz. The great
Woz.
and powerful Woz.
Woz, the great and
He's gonna restore it. Oh,
the Wizard of Woz.
There's only one Wizard of Woz, and it's not Chris Wozniak.
Frank Woz.
Well, let's see the Super. How come Enosh gets everything? I want a Super Scooper. All right.
Well, he tried to do this the other night, but you were like, moving on. Yeah, I was there. It's okay, Tony. I got your back.
Like in a bitchy mood or something.
You don't want to hear this, but Henry Cavill, 3-picture deal signed with the MCU. He's going to be playing Hyperion. First, he's going to show up in the Loki season 2.
Loki.
Hashtag
it's
Tony
just
was
going to be
right.
like a cameo. That's not going to count in the 3-picture. That's just a cameo.
I would laugh if he actually makes a cameo in MCU.
Playing Hyperion. He's going to be one of the enforcers for King.
Sorry.
Him in the Squadron Supreme. If you know anything about comics, you know the Squadron Supreme, they're like the Justice League, but for Marvel. So Henry Cavill, he's going to play Hyperion. That's like their Superman. So Marvel Comics going to get their Superman. This is monumental. This is big. This is the guy that can take on the Hulk. He can take on.
I don't know if we should trust this guy out of the blue coming in with this hot scoop that no one else has. 3-picture deal as Hyperion.
Hey, that's how the MCU rolls. They sign people to multi-picture deals.
Wait a minute. This is a bit. I like this.
Or he can take on Iron Man all at once. He's going to be coming.
See, now that's amazing to me because I mean I'm a DC guy, Super Scooper. I've always been a DC guy. I like Marvel, but
Really?
I don't have a lot of the deep cut, stuff. Like the knowledge of Marvel, like I do with DC. I know all the deep lore, and I've
Neither
read
do
it
I.
and know it. So with Hyperion, I've heard people talking about Hyperion. I mean, there's been all kinds of rumblings this last week or so about Henry Cavill possibly playing Hyperion, but also who's the guy? It's like he's got like an S name. It's not like what's it? Superion. It's not Superion. It's like Sentry. I've heard people talk about Sentry, and there's been a couple others. But when you contacted me today. And first of all, thank you for the kind words. We try to pride ourselves here at the lounge of being upfront.
Yeah.
Giving people an opportunity to state stuff, and I don't like messing around with a lot of nonsense. And so when you contacted me today, at first
this is we're going to give our 2 cents on this nonsense for sure. This is bullshit.
Be honest with you, I just kind of played it off like, oh, okay, yeah, here's one more. I got a couple of friends who talk this way and think that this is like, that this whole Henry Cavill to the MCU talk.
There's an accusation here. Has anyone seen Tony and the Super Scooper in the same room?
I don't think so.
I was streaming it with Carl when this was going on.
Carl.
The
Mikonator.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He had his own stream earlier.
Okay.
I gotta hop in and support my boys.
People still talk about the Amico?
No, that's just a new thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Actually,
God dang.
Actually, Pat and Ian just released another.
Sorry,
video
I mean,
today.
that's not cool.
And
No,
DJC got his video tonight. Don't forget that.
Did they say any? What did they even say?
Nothing. Just we're gonna hear news soon, guys. Don't worry. I'm sure we're gonna hear news soon. That's what they say every week.
I think I'm gonna contact PayPal and say, "Where's my?" Because that's the benefit of going through PayPal. It's like I say, I never got anything, no updates. Marcus Cruz, Max, tell Enosh and Super Scooper that they ruined my night. I mean, Tony. Why did they ruin your night, Marcus? You want this to happen? Actually, we'll watch a little bit more, but there are rumors about, not the 3-picture deal part, but there are rumors about him as Hyperion, and Tony did call that. And I still think that's bullshit. I'm still really mad about it.
All right, I'm going to be right back while you guys go through this bit.
Okay.
It's not a bit.
Really interesting
not a
stuff.
bit.
It's like,
It kind
really
of
get
is.
that.
It kind of is. A little bit. Half a bit. You know.
Half a bit.
It's absolutely ridiculous, but I'll let you guys have fun with it.
Okay.
So when you said this and you showed me some of the stuff that you showed me, I'll be honest with you, I had to pay attention, man. I had to take a look.
Yeah, I know. Like a lot of times, there's scoopers. They say things and they don't pan out. They make excuses. But when you're in the business, when you're there on the ground floor, hearing the deals, hearing all the people with the talk, you gotta have the evidence, right? And I bring it to you. I show it because right here, this is, like I said, Poindexter Lounge. This is where people tell me you come here for the information, for accuracy, and for just a place where people can hang out and have a good time. That's where I want to be, right? I want to share my scoop with people who are going to appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people said maybe go to like $3 Theater or go over to, like some other places.
MME?
Yeah. I think, like he said, like
Oh!
Chill or Mikey, something like
What?
that. I don't know. But
I'm
right
not
here,
even
this is where I
mentioned.
chose because you're a good man. I like you. You appreciate hard work.
Yeah.
You have evidence and proof.
Yeah. Now, okay, so
No, really,
so
Nick?
you say he's gonna.
That's racist. You're gonna say
signed a
like all
three-picture
Hispanic people
deal.
sound alike.
But
Yeah, why does he got to sound like Tony?
You go to all MME for all your movie news. That's great. Thank you, Nicotina. Zeno says Dad should not be in charge of the joke department. All right. Well, I want to see this proof, and then we're gonna move on, and then we're gonna get to mailbag. But there are lots of rumors out there about Hyperion and Loki, which I still think is bullshit.
he's going to appear in other things though, as cameos.
Well, the first thing he's going to appear in is, like I said, Loki, because they're going to have Kang's going to be the bad guy in Loki, and they're going to mention Hyperion, and then they're going to show Henry Cavill for the first time. It's going to be like that big moment, like there's Hyperion in this Henry Cavill. Then, like I said, he's going to be in Avengers: Kang Dynasty, where he's going to be the first full-fledged appearance that's going to count for number one.
Is there actual receipts coming?
Avengers.
Yeah,
Secret
you
War,
could skip
his
it.
second appearance, and then they're going to spin it off into a Squadron Supreme movie.
I watched this earlier.
It's really good. The evil versions of the Justice League in Marvel, but the Squadron Supreme is like the good versions.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nicotina?
What's up? Hey, so
been a while.
Is this really happening, or is this a spoof? Is this like 2 cents on nonsense?
No. Well, we're.
It would be a first.
Yes, it is.
Enosh just got to the scoop game. So I'm partially calling him out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's got a super scooper.
This has got to be a joke.
No,
serious as a joke. Yeah,
and there has been a lot. There has been a lot of Henry Cavill Hyperion articles coming out from.
Yeah, this is just a power play move because he probably wants to get a new contract. Like, oh, he could be Hyperion. You think he's going to leave and go play a side character?
If it happens, Nicotina, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to go full screw you, Warner Brothers. Suck it, Warner Brothers.
What's Sil doing there?
Well, this is Scoop Wars. I
know, but he's just there. Like, hey,
well, I have a clip of him talking about Cavill coming back.
Oh, okay.
And Mikey wrote all those articles about Man of Steel 2 is happening.
Or he just threw him in there because he's a racist.
Oh,
what?
God.
You're talking about me?
No, but I'm dead serious.
Yeah. Why you want to bring down a nice black entrepreneur trying to make his way on YouTube, Max?
Is he not?
What, because I put him in the thumbnail, I'm suddenly an ist? What the hell is that?
Yes, absolutely. Why would you
after yesterday's thumbnail,
because
Max?
he's a scooper.
Remember yesterday?
Oh,
you guys,
he's a pooper scooper. Okay, I see how you feel. I see what you really think, Max. Okay.
Yeah. God damn.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So this already happened.
Yeah.
Or is it happening right now?
All right, Nicotina, I'm glad you're here.
I'm at a loss for words.
Well, what about Batman Gate? What's your thoughts on Batman Gate?
I think they used his. Oh Jesus! You want to really know? I don't believe they used his script, but I think that he fully believes they did.
Yes.
So no matter what you tell him, he's gonna be like, he could try to sell you 6-minute abs, but the moment you're like, well, what about 5-minute abs? No, not 5-minute abs, 6-minute abs.
None
you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think so.
None of his story hit the brick wall. Are completely unique to his script. There's pretty much story points in a lot of Batman stories.
Well, hold on, Max. Like I told Enos, you guys know that in 2011, his house got taken away by a tornado, right?
Yeah, in Tuscaloosa. I read about that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's terrible.
That doesn't give you a right to bullshit, though.
I'm just saying that this
I lost my house, damn it!
He's trying to get that money. He's trying to make that payday, Max, is what I'm saying.
Okay, no, but really, the reason why I jumped on here is because this is fake, right? He's not really doing this, is he?
No, he's in the school.
There's receipts at 15:15 because Max is not playing the video.
All right, 15:50. Oh, what the hell?
Oh, this is all pre-recorded or what? What the hell?
This was a live stream. Max is boomering.
15:15. It's going backwards.
The Justice League, but good people in the Marvel Universe. So they're going to do that movie with Henry Cavill. And here's where the
Are we watching the stream or is Tony talking?
Looking to go ahead.
Because this is really tripping me out.
He's a big Marvel fan. I don't know if you know this.
That's Tony.
I don't know.
I just got back.
Brian.
I just got back.
I'm confused. I'm confused myself. Ben Affleck to play Nighthawk.
I just got back
in the Squadron Supreme. He's like their Batman, and that's the plan. They're gonna get Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck. Because first they're gonna offer Ben Affleck an appearance as Daredevil in the Secret Wars because it's gonna be all the different universes.
Sure, and I've heard that kind of thing before. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So once they get him there, they
I think
they're going to line him and dine him.
We got to save
plan is to try
Enoch.
to get him to go ahead and play Nighthawk. So they'll have Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Nighthawk.
He's live right now?
MCU.
This
No, this was live earlier. Sorry,
wow.
Snyder fans. I know you guys are probably disappointed. The level of energy in your house probably go down now because you feel sad. But MCU fans, this is going to be a big moment.
Whoa, really?
You're going to get your own Justice League. And if everything
I'm here to
pans
pat
out,
you on the back and tell you everything's going to be
I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that if everything pans out, we'll see a Squadron Supreme versus Avengers movie on the horizon. I'm sure.
How devastating though is that for? I mean, look, I'm a DC fan. I'm a Snyderverse fan. I have hoped that the Snyderverse would continue in some aspect, but I've also been honest and I've said, look, it may not, and they may just reboot the whole thing. But I don't see how I don't see how they would bring back Henry Cavill as Superman if he's signing this deal with the MCU. I mean, I get it. We have somebody, a guy on here named William who talks about it's just business, right? It's just business. So look, if he wants to go back and forth, he can do that. It doesn't matter. And I said last night, actually, on this very show, I said that the only difference is that, there's some guys who've been able to do it. Jared Leto has played both MCU and, DC. Michael Keaton,
MCU-ish.
Kind of going back and forth. Elba has done it.
Hold on.
But when you have...
I have the receipts on another video. Hold on. It's the same video, but it's not... I was sharing the live version, and then the time stamps is all messed up. Hold on. 15 minutes in, I'm told that that's where the receipts are.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I can't say who I am, but there are some other people who have picked up on this news, and they have, they've heard from me and through the grapevine. So, you can go ahead and show the one receipt. I think it's like a tweet that I sent you.
Okay. All right. Yep. I'm sharing it now, and okay, I'm gonna bring this up. Okay.
I'm glad you're here, Nicotina. What's going on with? Well, we have to get updates from you in a second.
Alongside and knows this. Okay, so RJ, what confirms
the Marvel Maniac? Oh, that's absolute bullshit.
What? RJ?
Why did you say that?
RJ's getting into the scoop game.
Are you talking about Marvel Maniac? RJ, drop this.
Yeah, I spoke to RJ, the Marvel man. He's the one who pointed me to you, Dexter.
This is so stupid.
He's a very, very nice guy. Sometimes he eating.
This is so stupid.
He's a very nice guy.
Are you messing with me right now? The RJ.
Oh God.
Marvel man. He's the one spreading this.
I think you were.
Oh,
I think you're right.
This is absolutely ridiculous. RJ.
This is dumb.
Hey guys, we're pretty good at what we did. We spent about 15 minutes there, and I hope that you were all riveted and stuck to your seats. Of course, this is me and Tony.
He pulled a trick on us.
We wanted to give RJ a little bit of a hard time because earlier today,
How many dads did it take
Max's
to
private
make
thread,
this joke?
RJ was
Two.
talking about how interesting.
Two of them by the looks of it.
Yeah, he said it was
This
very
is pretty
interesting.
bad.
I,
I mean,
interesting too, but I mean, then he started backing off of it. He was like,
pinnacle of
Hell,
consumer.
Like, wait. I'm like, where's the punchline? All of a sudden, it was just like, oh yeah, okay, guys. So for 15 minutes, we've been talking bullshit. It was like, no shit.
It was a roller coaster. We took you on an adventure.
On an adventure.
You should have seen the chat who watched it. They were very upset.
How many dads?
Of course they were.
How
You
many
shattered their
dads-
dreams.
How
Live
many
stream.
nerd dads? does
A
it
live
take to
stream.
a Pornix lounge and
How many were watching it at one time?
You
It's
guys-
probably like
you know,
more than are
50
watching here?
50 people watching. They all got their hearts ripped out on a live stream.
Hey, don't give RJ props. Little
And then at the end of it, they're like playing the AAA commercial that
This is
everybody's
E-
been watching
is
today.
this EVS again. EVS. Oh yeah, that's not him, is it again?
Oh,
boy.
my
Hold
goodness.
RJ wasn't
What's
in
up?
on the joke. The joke was kind of on RJ.
Does EVS want to come in here again?
I don't care, man. Sounds good.
that's
I've never
well,
talked to the guy before.
All right,
How's it
EVS, you
going?
available? Hold on a second.
Hey, RJ, what's going on, my guy?
I gotta make sure that's the real EVS.
It is him, Max. I just checked.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, look, there's RJ.
Hey, EVS, what's going on? Hey, Echo Base.
Oh, now
Been a
where?
while.
How does Echo Base get here the exact same goddamn time? Echo Base.
They're raiding your ass, Max.
Are you saying Echo Base is really EVS in disguise?
I don't know. No, he's not. But let me see. I don't really have much to talk about EVS right now. I was just talking about movie news. Let me send that to him.
Talking about everybody getting rickrolled for a minute.
Yeah.
If
and
only
where-
for a minute.
And where is?
I was for longer than a minute. People were upset.
Okay, for 18 minutes.
They
People were like,
angry
what the
letters.
fuck? I just dropped super chats.
Mother F! God damn it!
I just signed up for a membership.
Oh, hey, here's RJ.
Tell me what
I don't even know if EVS wants to come on tonight. Let me see. Where's Echo Base? How's it going, RJ? You were the source? This bullshit?
No, it wasn't me.
There was receipts that showed you.
See, if you really wanted to make this even funnier, you would have edited a fake tweet saying that I said this, not said Tony said this.
We didn't want to really dash everybody's hopes.
You can come on the show anytime, Hans. Anytime.
Anytime, my guy.
Yeah, if this happens, I mean, but there's more than just this that says Hyperion's going to be in Loki season 2. There's rumors.
Well, it wasn't even me. It wasn't me who said that first. It was a bunch of other people, and I just was like, "Hey, this is what the rumor going around. I'm just sharing it."
Yeah.
RJ spread.
RJ, what are you
Spread
doing
lies,
on your what are you doing
RJ.
on your streams? It got partially blocked worldwide earlier.
I watched the Wednesday trailer. And I reacted
you can't
to
do
Grace.
that. You
Oh
can't
yeah,
do
I
that.
reacted to Grace
Plain
too.
ass
So.
thumbnail.
No, because the Wednesday trailer is Netflix, and they clap on anyone who plays their content.
Yeah.
Netflix
Really? They
does,
never
Warner
clap
Brothers
on me.
does. Well, they probably
Well,
don't care about you,
I
Johnny.
warned the viewers ahead of time. It was probably going to get trimmed out or muted. So the viewers knew
Yeah,
ahead
I mean,
of time.
you just gotta trim it out, really.
You could only make this funnier if it was funny to begin with.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Oh.
It was hilarious. I found it was like an Andy Kaufman performance. Okay.
Okay.
It wasn't about the audience laughing. It was about me and Enosh having a good time.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hello, guys. How are you? Hello, chat. Hello, everyone.
Not too bad, man.
What's going on? You going? You getting ready for Wreck Planet?
Yeah. We're doing the last bit of formatting. We got all of had to do quantities today. It's a lot.
Okay.
We sold 23,706 copies of Cyberfrog Wreck Planet at a minimum of $25 each. So that's pretty extraordinary. Like if we're
what's up?
Hello, Echo Base. How are you?
What's going on, AVS?
Just
Echo Base always gets here right after you do, Ethan.
Ethan sent me a message on Twitter, said that he was hopping in, so I hopped in.
Oh, well, We had
no, I didn't. What?
I'm joking.
There's rumors here. That was obviously a skit, but there's rumors here that Cavill may actually be going to MCU as Hyperion and Loki, and that would really anger me because I'm a huge, even beyond the Snyderverse, I really want Cavill to come back as Superman. It's just not you're not concerned. No one else cares here. EVS. What was your? I know you're not the biggest Snyder Cut fan or Snyderverse, but how did you like Cavill as Superman as a DC comic creator?
He was fine, but listen, I mean, moving forward, it just seems like he was fine as Superman, but everything that he had to do was garbage. But moving forward, I mean, look, our boy, Trump supporter, David Zaslav, great man.
That's a rumor. That's a rumor.
He did come right out and say it'd be great if there was a Republican in the White House, the Senate, and the Congress. He said that things could finally get done. Yeah, I put a clip of that in one of my videos. Of course, it was in the context of him. To be fair, it was in the context of him saying it's going to be okay. I'm apolitical. In any case. No, look, we gotta start over from the ground up, right? And the next Superman should be somebody who could sign at least a 2-year agreement or a 10-year agreement to be Superman. You want a guy who's already on the verge of aging out, or do you want a young guy who's gonna come in there and be Superman for 10 years or more?
Well, I mean, he's barely 40. He's got the time. He's just gonna be expensive. Even people that aren't.
How does he have the time if he's busy with Witcher?
Well, you make things happen if you get the money, right?
He couldn't even shave his mustache for Justice League, which.
Well, that was a contractual thing with Paramount. I
would have saved that. I even as a Cavill fan thought that was bullshit. I would have got Jason Momoa say, "Oh, I was sleeping and they shaved it off." Instead of dealing with that. That was ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And the thing about it is that, yeah, I understand it was a contractual obligation. We need somebody who's like, Superman is first. I'm signing a contract. Whenever they need Superman to appear in any of these new DC movies, it's going to be me. I'll be in there. I'll do every cameo. And Superman takes priority. I can't gain 200 pounds for a role and then, not be able to be Superman. Et cetera, et cetera. Like there are certain things that the guy will have to do to place Superman as a priority in his career. That's the contract that I would ask Warner Brothers to draw up for the next Superman.
Well, thank goodness it's turned around for the Flash because Ezra apologized.
And that makes it all better.
David, no, well, listen,
that's a good rip.
Well, that's fair. I mean, they want somebody that's going to be down for the long haul, and not like take other movies' priority.
All they want is Ezra Miller to just control himself. They just want him under control so they can put out this $200 million movie and try to get through that unscathed. So, we were going over that. Remember, did you do the video where it was just like the three choices that Zaslav has?
Yeah, it
and
seems
his
like first one.
Most preferable choice was that this guy comes in and weeps on Oprah Winfrey, says he's going to go into rehab and all that stuff, and then pretends he's fixed his life, and then they can put him out on the road. That's what's happening.
Hopefully, it's not just marketing. Hopefully, there's some.
Well, it is. It's obviously just marketing.
It's only marketing.
Yeah, the guy's.
I mean, there's a big. That's a big.
It kind of screams PR. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's at least the thing is at least if you're paying attention, like we are. That it's just marketing. You're accepting the fact that you're being lied to because you understand the stakes here. It's like $200 million. We just got to get this movie out without this guy.
Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I think there's some good left of people where they actually also want to help themselves too. Like Ezra's comment there, I was hoping that maybe Ezra is taking time to self-reflect and
that's what I said earlier. That's what I said earlier this morning. Though rehab and getting mental health treatment is not equatable to accountability for one's actions. Though I mean, that's the other thing too. It's a good first baby step, but there has to be a lot of conversations about what they actually did, what Ezra did, what they didn't do. Like actually talk to us about what he did.
I told you what he's going to do.
You got to clear that up because otherwise, I don't think this apology did very much at all to sway public opinion.
Well, he's not going to apologize. He's going to blame it on those Hollywood execs passing him around and touching him when he was underage. We read the article, Max. Remember?
No. Tony did bring the receipts that he did make accusations about the industry So I know
that.
people go overboard with the Hollywood does things, but there is proof of it. There is proof, so it's not all conspiratorial. There's a lot of proof.
Well, who was it? It was Max's crush, Grace Randolph, who said that somebody close in Ezra's family or friends committed suicide, and that's what sent them on their path. Apparently, that's what's being
that's
said.
sad. That's sad.
I think he's a lost cause. I think he should be allowed to be a heathen if he wants to, and nobody should be stupid enough to invest $200 million and a continuing franchise in him ever again. And I don't think we should expect too much. He wants to be an actor in some art films and things like that. He should do that. But hopefully Warner Brothers learns their lesson. They come out of this unscathed. I'm rooting for him. I want this movie to work. How many more Michael Keaton? How many movies did Michael Keaton say he was going to do as Batman? 5?
It was at least going to be 3.
We lost one of them. So let's.
Technically, we lost 2 of them because he was going to be in Aquaman 2, but they cut that out and replaced him with Affleck.
Shit. So this is it.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's kind of doing him dirty, though. That's
Well, they are. It sounds like I'm actually looking forward to Zaslav shaping up the DC EU as well. And it seems like they are still going to do the Green Lantern series. There are still projects going forward. I was surprised.
Hey, I have a serious question, Ethan. Okay. Do you get residuals at all for anything Green Lantern? How does that work?
Probably.
You get a lot. You get a lot of credit.
Depends on the characters, doesn't it? Depend on the character storyline.
Yeah. Well, so there are 2 ways to get paid for something like that. One, if they borrow something from your project, from something that you did, storyline, a story beat. If they borrow a story beat, you're going to get a special thanks. Okay, so they borrowed a little bit from Flash Rebirth for Justice League and the Snyder Cut. So that's why I'm specially thanked in there with Jeff Johns because of that. Mm-hmm. But the main way that you get paid is if they use a character or something that you own character equity in. So just to tell you, I mean, with Green Lantern, I own a ton of things. I own Atrocitus. I own all of the Sinestro Corps. I own all of most of the emotional spectrum, Saint Walker, Larfleeze, Indigo One. I could go on and on. I mean, all of these characters that I basically have stake in. I own character equity. So inevitably, when Green Lantern, if the show meet any of those characters, if they show up, yeah, I'll get paid for it. So I'm happy that
that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. DC's really good about, and by the way, they're generous about how they pay. I've told people on my show that because I had Iron Heights Penitentiary and Justice League, the movie, and in the first movie, they sent me a check for $90,000. Wow. $90,000, and then another one later for 26, which I guess was like the second. I don't know. The movie kept making money or whatever. The movie lost money. I don't know why I got paid at all. And then, I mean, honestly, I was like, can you afford to send me this? And then for, what was I going to tell you there? For the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut, I got $23,000, which I bragged about. I said, it's enough to buy a car. Thank you, Snyder Bronies. I got
right.
$23,000 check.
That's a success story, bro.
Yeah, I was like, I appreciate it. So, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping. Obviously, I was kind of bummed out when I heard that project was canned, but I'm happy to hear that it might not be.
Well, no, I hope Zaslav's the difference. This has been going around for years. That can't be also frustrating for someone like you that has those rights and it's wanting to see also your not just the money aspect, but to see. You don't really care? Do you care about seeing live action adaptations of some of your work? Do you anticipate it, or just like a completely?
I mean, it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to Warner. It's stuff that maybe I might be interested in it. We just went to see Legion of Super Pets. It was great to see Jessica Cruz. She had a nice kind of like Latina accent and everything, and she really. You can't really see who she is in the comics because you're reading her, word balloons. But to see her just seem like what we created, a Latina girl with a pet. What did she have? God, was it?
It was the squirrel. I think, yeah.
She had Chip. We're hoping. Jeff Johns seems to be losing his influence over there because Chip is dead, and we replaced Chip with Badge, who we both own. So if Jeff really had any power over there, he would have said, leave Chip over there, use Badge instead, and we both would have gotten paid. So that didn't happen, and I was like, all right.
I do like some of the Jeff Johns stuff that he was working on. What's the Stargirl? I thought Stargirl was pretty fun show, and he started Titans too, but people do not like Titans.
Titans look ugly to me. But Stargirl just seems like something. Stargirl's based on his sister.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah,
and that's
it passed, right?
She died in TWA Flight 800. That explosion.
Oh.
She was killed. She was on her way to Paris on a school trip, and the plane exploded. So absolutely tragic. It's haunted him. So he created this character as a tribute to his sister.
That's sweet.
And,
I
Courtney,
like that.
Her name was Courtney. So yeah, that kind of a project would be important and meaningful to him, and he's doing a great job. So I hope it stays on.
Yeah. I watched the first season. I loved it. I have to set it there. It's one of my to watch on HBO Max, especially with everything in flux right now. I hope that's one that survives because I really enjoy that show.
And you just leave him alone. Let him do it. And don't see Jeff has trouble when he's arguing with like Hollywood types like Joss Whedon or obviously Zack Snyder. He has trouble of Ben Affleck because he's trying to make them see things his way. And don't we all do that? But he's better off just working on his own.
Oh, sure.
Isn't
I still wish
Batfleck coming back.
There's rumors saying that he's gone for some reshoots for some extra scenes for both Aquaman and
Aquaman's confirmed. It's the Flash one we don't know about yet.
In the Flash, he was in the Flash, but he might have done additional scenes for the Flash, depending on how they're gonna cobble that together. I just want it out already. I don't want another shelved DC movie project. Because
with everything going on with Ezra, do you see them shelving this Flash movie?
No, because Ezra apologized.
They're really trying hard, unless he really f's up again. But which Ethan said, there's a lot of time there. Not that you want it to happen.
No, I don't want it to happen.
Right.
I'm going to get paid for the Flash movie, almost definitely. So,
okay.
I definitely don't want that to happen, but I want that movie to come out. And I also want to see Michael Keaton as Batman, just like everyone else, even though it feels like Warner's not too thrilled with whatever he's because what are they like you just said, replacing him with Ben Affleck? That doesn't sound good.
But they had to replace him in Aquaman because of the timeline, because they pushed back the Flash movie.
So technically all of this is sort of Ezra's fault. A lot of what's going on is kind of Ezra's fault, which is why so much is in flux with DC right now. So
they just got to keep him contained. I mean, Ezra Miller is nuts. I don't believe any of this is sincere. I think he's been told by his PR agents said
I think that's a huge factor.
Yeah, you need to control yourself, or you're never going to work in this town again. I'm sure he's heard something like that, and he's trying his best to do what his PR agent says. But he hasn't changed. He's a weirdo. What are you going to do?
Well, here's a question for you, Ethan. Since I've never been on the stream with you before, there's rumors that if the Flash movie gets shelved, that WB might sue Ezra for responsibility for making them waste their money. Would you also sue him because he cost you a payday too?
Well, I like that idea, but I don't think so. I don't think I would do that. All of the money that comes from DC into my household I'm not entitled to it. It's royalties. I don't count on it. It's just a gift. When a big check like that shows up, we're like, woo, and we have fun with it. We make sure that we have fun because DC and all that stuff is very personal. There's a lot of kind of like hurt feelings about that, of course. So when DC pays us a lot of money, we make sure as a family we have a good time with it. We enjoy ourselves. So if and when I do get a big check from Flash, maybe I'll take the kids to Disney or Europe or something. Well, not Disney, but someplace like that. Maybe Universal.
You can go to the Star Wars Hotel. Take them there.
There you go.
Probably not.
If I may make a suggestion for a theme park, Cedar Point is one of the best amusement parks
love
in the
Cedar
entire
Point
world.
in Cleveland.
Yes, no, in Sandusky. It is fantastic. Every other roller coaster would be the best roller coaster in any singular park. This is like chock full of them. So, have you been there, Ethan?
Cedar Point, I have not been to. No.
I think that would be that would be my suggestion. If you're going to take them to a park, take them there and have a good time. You know, roller coasters galore.
It's not Disney. I know you have some stances on Disney lately, so it's not a Disney park.
I know. It's I can't wait to get over it.
Unfortunately, you have a bunch of Snoopies running around, but you know,
a bunch of what?
Snoopy.
Yeah, like the Peanuts character.
Oh, I thought that was like some sort of slur that I didn't know about.
It's like being a Sonoma.
That's not a slur. No, he's a dog.
I said I thought it was like some kind of slur that I didn't know
Charlie
about.
Brown. No,
I know what Snoopy is because the way you said it, I thought it was something else.
No,
like a bunch of Karens. I thought you were like saying something.
Well, I do have a controversial topic for you, Ethan, while you're here. It's regarding Batman Gate, because I also saw, I think you did retweet Waz, and I don't know if you know Waz. Okay, you don't really know.
No, I didn't retweet him. Go ahead, ask the question.
Have you seen any of this trending, and what's your thoughts on it? I mean, whatever you a lot. There's he's suggesting that he gave a plot treatment, not a full script, to a producer of the Batman, and that they used that for a basis for the Batman, and he's getting uncredited, unpaid, and he's very upset. He's saying they're stealing it. He tagged the FBI. He has Indiegogo up, and a lot of the plot, the points in his treatment are just very general, vague to me. Lots of things that happen in Batman stories, so I don't think he has a lot to go on there. Have you heard of any of this?
So yeah, he did reach out to me, and he just said, "Hey man, I think I'm Comicsgate." I said, "Well, okay, cool, welcome." So I brought him into the fold. He's milling about with Comicsgaters in our private DM room.
Okay.
For Twitter, and
he has a project coming out too. I researched that too.
Sure, yeah, he seems like a nice guy. I honestly, I watched his video, and his video, I didn't understand it. It seemed vague. Like yes. And then,
I think he believes it. I'm not calling him a liar. I think he believes it.
No, he does. I'm sure he really believes everything that he's saying. I don't know, because I'd need to do two things. I'd need to read his actual
whole script. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to read what he gave, and then I need to see the movie. And having done neither of those two things, I don't have an opinion as to whether he's right. But one thing that I will say is that it is never a good idea it's never a good idea for somebody like Michael Uslan to take somebody's pitch, and say that you're going to read it. It's never a good idea. Whenever
say that.
We gave him his card. He gave him his card at a convention, which is, you've been at a lot of conventions, EVS, so that's pretty common.
Yeah, people ask you to read. Like, I have an idea for a comic. Will you read it? Is it already going to be published? No, man. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read it, because what'll happen is inevitably, either I'll come up with an idea later on that this guy will say that was in the story that you read. You stole that from me. Or even worse, something that I'll have read will work its way back
not
here
even
some way.
Yeah.
I won't even realize it, and I'll have borrowed from it inadvertently, and then I'll have stolen from this person. And your best bet is not to do it. So, I mean, one of those two things could have happened. The guy could have read the plot and inadvertently borrowed something, or not at all, or they're just, very vague, very similar, because that's just the way Batman stories are usually put together. I don't have any opinion about it, except, I'm staying away from it.
Right.
No, I completely agree with that, but that happens to a lot of comedians, especially that second thing that you said, where it goes back into their subconscious. It's like, oh, you stole my joke. You stole my joke. Or somebody could have said that to you in passing. That's what comedians deal with all the time, But that's a more tricky and more slippery slope to deal with. I was saying on a different channel that there was an idea that I had when I was in college, and our assignment was to pitch an idea, and I was an idiot and decided to give my best idea just to get an A, because I thought I was going to fail, and then I see some people doing it. I'm gonna have to remember what it was, but yeah, I remember the face of the guy. It was some people who did like a Harry Potter play or something, and they made an idea about a guy who's like trapped in a world where like people start singing and dancing and stuff. Like if you were to be in a musical, there you go. That's basically the plot. Like, I'm describing it very terribly, but that was something that I was an idiot, and I had said that to people, and now I told it to all you guys. But it doesn't matter. Somebody already took it. It doesn't matter. But
That's
when
the plot of an episode of Scrubs.
Yeah, but when it comes to that kind of stuff, when you submit a script, the WGA exists for a reason. And the reason why they probably didn't directly rip me off was because I did submit, something to them. And, there are ways to protect yourself. And if you don't have the proper resources, if you don't have the knowledge to be able to do that, you are setting yourself up for vulnerability and to be taken advantage of. And, it sucks, but, there's only so many spots open, and nobody wants anybody else to fill it, especially when they have a seat at the table, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
Ideas are out in the air. Once they're put out in the air, they don't really belong to anyone. I mean, I'm sorry.
Or if you do.
No, I'm not mad about it.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general, this kind of thing happens where you go, what if we did the Riddler like the Zodiac Killer? And then, I'm not saying that has anything to do with Batman Gate, but whoa, that's a fucking great idea. What if we, and then somebody hears that and then puts it in a movie, and then you go, that was my idea to make the Riddler the Zodiac Killer. But once it's out in the air like that and somebody picks up on it, like that's kind of the way it goes. I learned my lesson with that early on. I came up with here's a bit of lore. I came up with X-23 way back in 1998.
I think I heard you say this before.
Yeah, I was invited by Joe Quesada, Jimmy Palmiotti to be a part of Marvel Knights, and they said you need to create this junior version of a character. They offered me ideas like Silver Snowboarder and Spidey Jr. Because Impulse was popular, and Impulse, they wanted like an Impulse version of one of their characters. And I thought about it, and I just I came back with a character called Lynx X-32, Wolverine's daughter, half Canadian, half Japanese. Had drawings of her. I did everything. I mean, she looks way better now. The current version looks better. But see, that could never really belong to me. I'm sitting there, I'm telling them, this is the daughter of one of your IPs. So I had no claim on it, anything like that. Joe Quesada took it to Bob Harris. He loved it. They ran through 2 or 3 different versions of the, Wolverine's daughter. I think I did the first one with a book called The Remnants. I got to draw her once. But then it became Wild Thing, and then it became X-23 instead, and that's just the way it is. I mean, but it's like I kind of look at that and go, wow, I wish I'd actually gotten to work on that. But even if I did, Marvel wouldn't have paid me for it. She would have been just kind of a character related to another one of their characters, so I wouldn't be entitled to any. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like once you say Wolverine's teenage daughter, great idea. We're going to do that. Okay. What do I get? Yeah. Nothing. You get nothing. And that's just the way it is. But I did hang on to the name Lynx. So Lynx is still mine. I'm going to be doing Lynx somewhere.
No interest in seeing the Batman? You didn't have any interest with the preview of the trailers coming out? And
no, it looked great. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan. I'm a professional. I'm a creative person. I work in this world. I don't work at DC anymore, but I did for 20 years. And while I was working at DC, I stopped reading the comics unless I needed to read them to do my job. So when I see something like the Batman, I look at it and I go, that looks pretty good. And I watched about 15 minutes of it, and that was enough. I got the flavor of it. I liked it, but I don't have 2.5 hours or 3 hours to spend looking at it.
Fair enough.
I'm making comics, not reading them so much.
Yeah, Coach has a similar story. He grew up a huge basketball fan, then became a basketball coach. And once he was done with coaching, after he coached for 17 years in high school, now he can't even watch basketball. He has no interest in watching the games. He doesn't keep up with it. College, NBA, whatever. So yeah.
Yet you still call him Coach on your channel.
Well, when we started the channel, he was still coaching.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go. Like, I have a daughter. She's 6. She was so excited about the Super Pets, and she wanted to see the Super Pets movie. I took her to see that. That's why I saw that movie, is because she wanted to go. And as she gets older, and I'm afraid she's gonna like DC Comics, I will. Yeah, you know what Daddy used to do. I will be taking her to see DC Comics movies if she wants. Yeah, you bet. But until then, if I'm going to watch a movie, it's going to be a mob movie, historical biography, kind of biopic. Yeah, that's what I like.
That's better.
Cool.
Like the old Scorsese films.
Yeah, I love Scorsese.
Right.
I love Scorsese movies.
We're on the eve of She-Hulk premiering. I know that's not gonna. You don't have time for that either. Then it's only like 25 minutes per episode.
Yeah, no, I watched a little clip of it that Nerdrotic was hating on.
Yeah,
I saw that. I liked it. It was great.
You liked?
I know. I saw that. Yeah, they were upset because I think Ryan. Who was it? It was heel versus babyface said that they were virgin shaming Captain America or something. So that it was insulting.
What is this?
Virgin shaming him.
Max reacted to it earlier today. Yeah, he was complaining that they were virgin shaming a male.
They were
no. What was this show?
She-Hulk. In the show She-Hulk, in the clip, they're discussing whether or not she thinks that Captain America is a virgin.
What? Yeah, there was a clip that dropped
it's just a joke.
So they're having a Tarantino-esque kind of Pulp Fiction conversation. Yeah. Bruce Banner and Jennifer Walters, and they're in the car together. They're driving up the highway, like on the side of a cliff, California, probably somewhere. Mm-hmm. And they're just having a regular conversation where she's kind of joking, and she's just like, "Look, let me get this straight. Steve Rogers, there's no way, he had time for women or got into women when he was a young man. Then he went to war and et cetera, et cetera. And then he was frozen in a block of ice. He shows up now. He's got no girlfriend. So basically, Steve Rogers is a virgin. And then a UFO shows up and they tumble off the cloud. I don't know if that's the origin of She-Hulk. I think we're looking at the origin of She-Hulk.
No, it is. Yeah, that's how they explain how she gets in the car accident, the blood transfusion and all that.
That would be cool. I mean, I'd rather see them both Hulk out and destroy the car and go fight the UFO. That would have been another way to go with that clip. I don't, so I don't really know, but just, I don't know the context. But, yeah, that made them angry. To me, it was like, Jennifer clearly thinks he's hot. And she wants to teach him a few things. She's like, It's kind of quaint that he's a virgin, but he's a moral man who was probably born in 1915, 1920. And men back then waited till marriage. So just because he finds himself in the 21st century, it doesn't mean his morals have changed. And that's what's so great about Captain America. He's consistently the great, perfect, kind of classic American male. Idealized, I think.
Yeah,
so
he was my favorite in the MCU.
Yeah,
Civil War and Winter Soldier are probably my two.
So Nick,
they're sitting there thinking that
but his morals did change because he goes back in time and he cucks out that dude and takes his wife. Peggy Carter's married. Peggy Carter's married to someone else. Captain America goes back in time and steals Peggy Carter away from who was going to be her husband.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's not how.
You can. Think
that's technically accurate. It's just a different timeline.
It's not a different timeline because he shows up in the same timeline waiting on the bench. So it has to be
Well,
the same
he
timeline.
had because he went back to that timeline.
He didn't
he
have
went
any.
back.
He
He
didn't
went.
have any serum. He only had enough to go back, and that was it. They tell you in the movie, you got one more. You got one to go back, and that's it.
No,
So
he
if
had
came
multiple.
forward-
He had multiple because he had to go back to different places to return the stones.
I don't think so, man.
There were 6 stones. He had to go back to return them. Yeah.
Well, in any case, just to wrap up this whole thing with the Geeks and Gamers guys, it's like, I know that like being called a virgin in this day and age when you're one of us means they're calling you an incel. They're making fun of you. But she wants to fuck him. You understand? And like nobody's calling Captain America an incel. He's an idealized, very handsome man, and she thinks it's kind of interesting that he's probably a virgin. So they're not making fun of him. Not in that kind of a way.
What was the other thing though, Max? That Heel versus Bayface was upset that they did like an ad for She-Hulk on Tinder.
That's funny.
Yeah, they made her a Tinder profile.
That is
and basically it was
I
like,
can't believe
men,
Disney
it was
did
like
that.
it was
I
like
can't
it
believe
was-
Disney did that.
I think the joke was, "Hey men, wouldn't this be great if you could swipe right on She-Hulk?" Well, you can't, but just imagine if you could. That was the whole joke.
That's the problem, though. These guys can't use their imagination.
You got to know who Jennifer Walters is. She's a very sexually healthy young woman. That is who she is. And, you know, that the way John Byrne kind of presented her, the way she's kind of always been. So I like that she's ravenously thinking about Steve Rogers. I thought that was a great scene. Very well written.
I want to be carried away like the guy in the trailer. Did you see that, Ethan? Would you be okay with that situation?
I don't know if I saw it. I don't know if I saw
It was
the
in
trailer.
the first trailer that they
She
dropped.
carries a man to the bedroom.
Death by snoo.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah,
No,
my
that's
main
a
issue with it is the
Futurama meme.
CGI of her.
Not crazy about that's not my personal
And then
fan.
Titania's dreams can come true. I'm still looking forward to Titania as well. Sorry.
Titania has her own show. Titania.
No, she's going to be in the show.
Oh.
As who?
A villain,
Titania.
I guess. One of her super villains.
Yeah, it's Titania.
What else is going on in movie talk here? Anyone have some questions for me?
Well, no, I talked about it earlier today. I thought the Wednesday Addams trailer looked fantastic. I thought it looked really good, actually. I'm quite excited for that. That new Netflix show, Wednesday.
Yeah, they're people are making fun of it because they don't understand. They don't understand why Gomez looks the way that he does.
Yeah, I saw
Like-
you were like upset. It's like he's not Raul Julia. I'm like, but he's more like the original strips. Like it's fine.
Right, yeah, that's the way he was supposed to look. He was supposed to be kind of short and kind of squat, a little hefty. You know.
Like if you've
Yeah.
seen the animated movies, that's more of the physical representation. Like Luis Guzman looks like that.
Yeah, I love Luis Guzman, but I guess I understand the point. Like the romantic sort of European, slightly more handsome Gomez is what we're all kind of used to. It's going to be weird to see him kissing up his wife like that. Like,
Yeah, but shouldn't these guys be happy? I mean, the short, squat, ugly dudes getting the hot wife. They should all be clapping their hands.
Yeah. You're like
Living
Luis
the
Guzman is
dream.
tapping Catherine Zeta-Jones. Like, is this
That
a
is
problem?
And
The
he's
guy
not-
from
he's-
Waiting.
He's not a dork. He's not a nerd. He's not being put down. He's actually Gomez is put on a pedestal. She like really appreciates who he is, and which is what all these nerds want, right?
I'm going to watch it. That's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah.
Are you a fan of some of these old shows, Ethan? You have
Yeah.
what about the Munsters?
I mean, I saw not so much. I always thought the Munsters was exceedingly dumb. Addams Family was smarter. It was smarter comedy. But I mean, I still like it. And then I saw the I don't know what Rob Zombie's doing. I have no. To me, it looks like not the Munsters XXX. You know, I don't know what road he's going down there, but it looks like a porno adaptation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I think it looks
I'm
like.
looking forward to it. Me and Tony.
It's like looking at a porno adaptation, but knowing there's
You
not
and
going to be
Tony
any sex.
specifically.
Right.
You know, it's like
It looks cheap. I don't get
It looks like if they cut all the sex out and then they released this on network television.
Yeah. But
it's
I mean,
a
I could be
made-for-TV
wrong.
version.
Right, you got to trust in Rob Zombie. First of all, Rob Zombie's never made a bad movie ever. All of his movies are over the top, ugly, hateful, but really good.
I liked his
and
Halloween remake. I thought it was awesome.
well, okay, so you and I agree. I was like, oh look, like
Oh,
now
no.
I know people don't. I liked
I
his
thought it was
Halloween
interesting.
movies.
I kind of liked
The
his
sequel
Halloween. I
was
thought it
bad.
pretty
The
good.
sequel was not good. Like the first one, Halloween was good. Halloween 2 was not good.
Wait a minute. Wait. You liked H2? You really liked Halloween 2 with the white horse and all that?
No, I said the first one.
Not you, Ethan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't remember. Maybe I didn't see it. I saw the first one. Maybe
No,
I didn't see the second one.
The first one was. I mean, the criticism is kind of, like I understand it. I saw it in the theater, and I get it. People were like, okay, the excessive swearing, the rednecks, and explaining Michael Myers' origin story when he's supposed to be the embodiment of pure evil.
How could he be? He has a psychologist. That drives me nuts. He's not the embodiment of pure evil. Like that is insane. And his psychiatrist.
Oh
needs to be
I meant
locked up.
in the original timeline. Is
No,
that what
but
you're
I'm
talking about?
even in the. That's the one thing I have. That's what I hate about the Halloween movies. The only thing is you've got his doctor is going, he's evil. It's like, is that your fucking diagnosis, doc? Really? He's evil? I mean, like you would think his doctor would be like, look, he suffers from a complex mixture of blah, 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 blah. Stay away from him. He could be dangerous. He's evil. He's of the devil. That's the doctor's analysis of Michael Myers. Bullshit. And he should completely lose his license. So I liked he should. I mean, come on, think about that. Like, what's wrong? I have a splitting headache, doctor. You've got ghosts in your head. Ethan, you got ghosts in there. Well, we're gonna drill into your head. And, and we're gonna let the ghosts out. It's bullshit, and that's the one thing. Now, I like this movie a little bit better because it did explain his origin a little bit more, and just made him a little bit more believable. So I like him better as a psychopath. Like Jason is supernatural, Freddy is obviously supernatural. Michael isn't. He's just a stalker.
Yeah, what was this? Like the name
he's a person. Like and it's that is something that. Ethan,
figure drawing. God damn it! Figure drawing. We saw him as a child. He killed his sister as a little boy.
Yeah, but according to the curse of Michael Myers, he was like some ancient god that they like fucking put in his body or some shit.
This is progress, Ethan. You're not complaining about the usual stuff with figure drawing. Now you're debating nerd shit. I know, but this is progress.
Look. I'll be honest. It's not wrong. But it is something that I have not thought about before. But I really haven't. I really haven't thought about that before. Donald Pleasance just going like, Michael, he's pure evil. And we know nothing about him other than he dressed up as a clown and just stabbed his sister to death, and there's no explanation about it. And the only explanation that we get is that he is purely evil. That's what the audience says. That's not.
That's what everybody else should say. The doctor as a character should be constantly like giving you his medical, and we should be like, no, he's fucking evil. But the doctor sticks to science, and that would be a way better movie, I think. He'd be a better character.
So is that why is that what the Rob Zombie movie
I don't remember. I gotta go back and watch it again. I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember if it solved that problem at all. I would like it because
half of the movie was Michael Myers, growing up as a kid, and the kid from the guy from Spy Kids, bullies him, and he gets mad, and his mom is a stripper. And he's like flaunting it, and he says some gross things in the bathroom, to him, is like really disgusting stuff. And then when he's walking home from school, like he beats him up because he's very angry. His older sister, if I remember correctly, wouldn't want to take him out to trick or treat because she wanted to fuck her boyfriend, and it was like the chick from Forrest Gump. Like it was a weird movie. It was a very weird movie, but it did have an explanation, but it was a very white trash, sort of explanation. Everyone else who's seen it, like, can you chime in a little bit?
I don't remember.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing: is like the kid, the young Michael Myers, was from San Diego, and when that movie came out, like I met him a few times. He was at local events. That kid is fucking weird. I wish I could find his business card because his mom was his agent, and the image on there was like his mother embracing him, but it looked really kind of like feel to it, and like everyone in town was like, "This is fucking weird." And I think because of that, like it played into the movie really well. I think that kid was really weird, and it just played into the movie. I liked
when Hancock.
What? Yeah, he had a brief cameo in Hancock too. Yeah,
it's one of the funniest scenes.
And yeah, I forget. Yeah, I mean, I forget. Like he was around that time. I don't know what else he's done in the meantime. But
customers just bought a bunch of Cyberfrog comics.
Wow, pays to come and hang out with you guys. Thank you, Zeno at Double XL. If it's the stuff that from our eBay, it'll be on its way tomorrow. And if it's Rack Planet, going to print this week.
Yeah, you just finished the last page. This last week?
No, I finished the last page about 6 weeks ago. We had to go through colors, scripting, letters, editing, formatting. We just finished formatting, and now we're going to print. So very excited. Nice. 23,706 copies sold.
Oh, both
plus whatever
happens. I got 2 of those copies.
Thank you. All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Max, didn't you say you were still waiting for your copies of
well, I don't know if EVS was serious or not. I was gonna get eBay.
I got your address, Max. I'm sorry, very busy. I need to send you a copy.
No, you don't know, Max. If I didn't say nothing, this wouldn't get resolved.
I would have forgotten. No, I do. I will send you yours tomorrow.
No, I'm not trying to be a cheapskate, EVS. I got myself into debt buying collectibles and stuff.
Max, you don't have to be
nothing. I told you I'd give you. You don't have to apologize. I told you I'd give you a copy.
So we're actually I'm going to probably read it first and then send it to RJ for review. Help me on a review, and Brian, and do like a roundtable review of it. Of as much.
Wait, I'd rather you review Wreck Planet but
okay,
whatever. I mean, yeah, go ahead. I guess.
All right. Either way.
I'll send it to you. Do whatever you want with it. If you want to make a review video, cool.
All right, appreciate that. What was I gonna say? I
was gonna share this real quick. This is gonna,
I was gonna
laugh
because I think RJ wants to share something about Black Adam. You're feeling the Zaslav? You're really happy about Zaslav taking over DC, even though you are busy. You might not go to the movies, but you feel confidence in Zaslav. What about fans that are disappointed with the output of DC? Should we be excited about Black Adam from what you're seeing? I know you might not see it.
No, I think it's going to be junk, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Why?
Yeah,
I told you, Max.
Well, I just thought this was funny because I think The Rock is taking pot shots at Matt Jarbo.
Ooh.
Wait, really?
I think so, a little bit. So he talked about the costumes here, right? So this is thanks, guys. Authenticity and accuracy for costumes were so important to us. Our best in the biz costume designers, Kurt Barton team, took a lot of pride in taking it to the next level. # Black Adam. Then this guy says, Richie here says, you're flexing so hard for this movie, it makes you wonder. It's a bit much, and I almost always feel that you are putting other movies and actors down at the same time. Flexing hard, LOL. Come join me in the Iron Paradise. I'll show you flexing hard. I'm excited and passionate about Black Adam, as I am about the DCU building out with Black Adam, JSA, some other cool stuff coming down the line I think fans are going to love. So, boom, that's direct a pot shot at Enosh and Matt. Right there.
Why? I've said I'm going to go see the movie.
Well, no, I was making a joke because you guys are saying that he's flexing hard or like overcompensating or whatever.
Well, I think he's overhyping the movie. Yeah. Like, I mean, look, the guy's well, the thing is, though, look, you have to understand that the vast majority of people who go see movies aren't wrestling fans. So
that's
True.
not relevant here because
that's absolutely relevant because
well,
the concept of
saying
promotion
Dwayne
of
Johnson
hyping,
has
yeah,
established himself
he
very
cuts
well as a movie
well
star.
again, if you go and you look at the box office of his movies without there being franchise attached to it, they actually don't do as well as you might think, and that is true. I've proven this time and time again.
Were they bad movies?
Does that matter?
Yeah, it does. Because if it's a bad movie, The Rock's not going to save it, no matter.
Well,
how popular
okay.
it
I
is.
mean, like you know,
it depends on the payday.
Well, he gets paid $20 million a picture at this point, so he gets a lot of money for even Super Pets.
The question. The question
Is it really
was whether or not
$20
it was a
million a
bad
picture?
movie.
Yeah, he's the highest paid actor in Hollywood right now. Has been for a while.
Well, there's
Which-
this slight
Which makes
spoiler
no sense to
warning.
me because the movies don't pull in that much money. So it's like, okay, but it's the hype.
He's not in any billion-dollar films.
He got
The very first one he was in was, I think, Fast 7, and he was only in that movie.
That's not the first movie.
Billion-dollar movie that he was in. Yes, it was.
$1 billion. Okay.
Yeah, and he
got
was
very close, but it didn't.
Jumanji did, yeah, 970 or something, and then the second one only did 880, so it has a downward trend.
Only 880.
Well, we're talking on just the $1 billion level. No, but the franchise stuff. But it's not just The Rock. Kevin Hart's a big draw. Jack Black, having the Jonas Brothers, one of them in there. I mean, there's other factors in play. Never mind the legacy of the franchise. And the first one was well received. That's why.
I didn't even think it was supposed to be a franchise.
Well, this is
saw
Sony
it-
we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Well, it was already franchised. This is like the fourth movie in the franchise.
I mean,
Well, I'm not gonna get
Zathura,
into the-
I saw that without seeing Jumanji, and then
I'm not going to do the
guilty as charged
spoiler
for
here,
that.
but EVS, you're not thinking this movie is going to be great from either, and the villain is going to be Sabak from what we've heard.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be bad. I just don't think it's going to be that good.
Okay, man, I really want a good DC movie.
Well, go watch the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I think I don't know, man. If you want a good DC movie, go watch Superman 1978, Superman 2.
Oh, I
Watch
love those
Batman
movies.
Returns. Watch the Kevin Nolan Batman movies. Not Kevin Nolan, Chris Nolan.
Yeah.
Well, the first two at least. The Dark Knight Rises is kind of
Dark
crap.
Knight Rises was fine. It was fine.
I liked it.
It was bad.
Did you watch Mask of the Phantasm, the animated Batman movie?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like the animated series version of Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's DC excels in animation, and they're having a real tough time. It's the reverse of Marvel. Marvel can't do animated nothing, but DC does it really well. They just have a tough time with live action.
So if you're really
This is
into
what I-
mob stuff, go ahead.
Well, this is what I've been saying is I think DC should start to slow down their live action output and increase the budget of their animated output and go where Marvel isn't, because they're not going to be able to catch up with them in live action. So go where they're not, which
That's
is in
a neat
animation.
idea. Look at Super Pets. Just do Pixar style superhero movies.
Yeah,
Do
with
that.
an actually
well,
decent
that
marketing
is-
budget behind it and not the rock peddling tequila to parents, which I thought was very fascinating.
Or the more adult side, like The Killing Joke or something like that.
Well, and The Killing Joke did really well. Like, it was a one-night Fathom event, and then it was so popular they added a second night the next night. And then when it came out on home video that same day, it was number 2 for the next 4 weeks. It was right behind BVS. It's like the summer of 2016 was all DC. It did great. Then they botched it.
Let me see. Did League of Super Pets make a profit?
No,
Not
sadly, no, not yet. It hasn't performed.
That's
very
sad.
well.
I think I don't even think it's necessarily the lack of the.
Did you go see it, Mix?
No, but I just think.
Well, then how's it sad?
I'm saying confidence is gone with Warner Brothers in the.
You didn't even
consumer.
go see it, so how are you like? It's sad. It didn't make a bunch of money.
It's sad that the marketing could have been better, but I think there's just not a lot of confidence with DC.
I don't think it has anything to do with confidence. It's
How can you
Super
have
Pets.
confidence or no confidence in a movie you've never watched, Max?
Yeah.
I'm saying
Make up
Maybe
your
the
own
movie's
opinion,
just
my
bad.
they
guy.
had a little stronger track record. I think more people would go
I
out
don't
to
think
see
so.
this
I'm
even
gonna
without the marketing.
100% say that DC's universe track record has shit to do with Super Pets. Okay, Max. No one's going, hey, you know what? BVS and the Justice League shit happened. maybe Super Pets is gonna be bad. No one gives a fuck. All right.
Okay.
If you're watching Super Pets, you're going with your family. It's a family film.
Reuters says that Super Pets has made money. They've made 100. It 68.9 million United States, 31.1 million sleeper hit. They're calling it. You guys are saying it didn't make a profit.
I think Reuters is a bit off there. It's a $90 million budget
without marketing.
Without marketing, and yeah. So no, it's pulling in some. The question then becomes: will it have an uptick throughout the rest of this month as well as Labor Day? And it being really the only kids movie out right now, I think that's why it's kind of holding. But Top Gun Maverick is still just like kicking everyone's ass. So
I still want to see that.
They're showing it again at the IMAX here in Birmingham this weekend. Top Gun Maverick going back into IMAX.
So you like mob stories, EVS. I was curious to see if you have any hidden gems to recommend of stuff you watch. Like
yeah, like the Gotti movie for HBO, which starred most of the Sopranos cast.
I haven't seen it yet.
Before like Sopranos, Gotti, yeah, just not the Travolta one. Watch that.
Yeah,
one
I was about to
laugh.
say, the Travolta one's really bad.
Mm-hmm. AMC did a couple of miniseries where they did the Making of the Mob, I think it was called, and then they did Making of the Mob Chicago, where they got into Al Capone, and they're like,
cool.
Yeah, they're like documentaries, but then again, they're acted out. So you have a voiceover explaining, the history of the mob, and meanwhile, you've got characters acting it out on screen. It really is. I didn't watch it when it first came on. I bought the DVDs, and I've loved every second of them. They're great.
Did you watch Better Call Saul?
No, I watched the first season. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, the series finale of that just wrapped up this past Monday. I thought it was an excellent show. I freaking loved it. I thought it had a good ending to it too.
No, I don't mean Gotti 2018. I mean Gotti like 1998, 97. I think is when it came out. Really, really good, man. Just really good.
Max.
It might be on HBO Max. I had to search a little bit and found a DVD of it. But I'm not sure if it's on HBO Max. If it is,
DVDs?
it's worth it.
Like DVDs, not Blu-rays, and you still
Blu-rays. I say DVD, I mean Blu-ray or DVD. I prefer Blu-rays. I just bought this.
What's that?
Beatles Get Back.
Ooh, I'm a big Beatles fan.
This is great, and I know Jarbo collects DVDs and Blu-rays too. But this is a really good release of the miniseries. So.
Oh, that's awesome!
It's
they just released
DVD.
This is Blu-ray.
Blu-ray, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's got any cool extra stuff on it. I'm not counting on it, but yeah, I buy everything Beatles.
Awesome. Oh, come on, Hans. The Beatles are great.
I agree with Hans.
Have you seen Paul McCartney or Ringo Starr live, or maybe even George?
I've seen Paul maybe 6 or 7 times. I have not seen Ringo yet, but he's coming to Atlantic City. Oh, is he coming to Atlantic? He's coming to Atlantic City soon, like in the next couple of weeks. I haven't bought tickets yet. If DC would like to send me royalty money, I will spend it buying tickets to see front row tickets to see Ringo, $1,500 each, which is a lot. But I'm kind of reconciling that. Like, I will be face to face with one of the Beatles if I spend $3,000 to take my wife there. That's
that'd be quite a night.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I remember like you were expressing in your earlier videos, just saying like, if I take the wife, then she won't be mad at me, like because she's there with me.
Yeah,
it's very true though, because like, hey, you're experiencing this with me. It's not like you're being selfish about it. Like I am taking
get a night out.
Yeah, and that's actually low key, pretty good relationship advice. Just include them with you.
George R. R. Martin said COVID helped him write, so we might be actually getting it sometime soon.
I'll be surprised if that book ever comes out.
Nope. Nah. Yeah.
I've never watched any Game of Thrones. Not interested.
I think the book will come out after he's dead. No, I really think this. I think someone had posited this idea to me the other day, and I've been ruminating on it. But like, I wonder if he's got a fear of success. Think about it like this, right? Or a fear of backlash. He's afraid of the audience.
Oh, no, I understand where you're going with this.
Yeah. I mean, you know, all that hype, all those years, the show #1 in the world. I mean, for years. And then the ending being what it was. However, you know, there are varying opinions on it. And then now it's like, everyone's like, well, no, we want to see it. We want to see it. But the thing is, what they don't remember is that's his ending. Bran being king was his ending. Flat out. And that was the whole point. It was that the Three-Eyed Raven had spent the entirety of the Game of Thrones playing the game and maneuvered everybody to put him in the position to where he would become king. That's exactly why it happened the way it did. And it's kind of a fuck you ending, to be fair, right? But that was his ending. And so now I think he's afraid of that due to the backlash. And he's like, if I put this out, people are going to get mad at me. And he had to retool the ending and everything else. And so now he's like, oh no, but House of the Dragon, guys. We got 17 dragons. Lots of boobies. Oh, I'm hyped for Sunday, man. I can't fucking wait.
I have a question for
that
both
drops
Matt
this Sunday, doesn't it?
and EVS. Any chance of a Hawad interview sometime in the future?
What the hell's a Hawad?
Hollywood After Dark, my show, which I got to go to in a few minutes. I'm not against having Ethan on. Could have interesting conversations. Might get a little contentious at times, depending on where the conversation goes. But I'm not against it.
I don't. If it's not a debate, it shouldn't get contentious.
No,
you know, if it's
you
like
don't know us.
we're gonna ask you a bunch of questions about Comicsgate and all this stuff.
No, I have no, like, I'm friends with Dane, actual fandom, like, and that's, I know you guys don't get along, and that's fine.
I don't know him. He's just some douche on the internet.
They let me on the panel all the time.
I mean, I know you more than I know him. At least I've spoken to.
I think the real question here, Ethan, is when are you going to debate Nerdette again?
Well, I did it yesterday. I don't know if anything.
The prayer at the beginning was epic.
I mean, the thing about Nerdette is that I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to smack around a woman. Like, I just don't want to do that. But she's been asking, and she's everywhere, and she's just calling me pussy, and you won't debate me. You're afraid. And it's just, all right, we got to do this. Let's do it. Let's have fun. It was okay at first, but I'll tell you, I mean, that voice of hers.
I like you both.
Circular.
She's my friend, but I don't think it's going to happen again. I think that was it.
Well, it wasn't even a debate. It's not a real debate, right? Anything we do online is just two people yelling at each other, and whoever's got the home team advantage is the quote-unquote winner. Right?
There's a lot of EBS's folks over in that chat.
EVS, this is for our pal Brian, that not a lot of Star Trek fans out there.
What?
Are you an OG Star Trek fan?
No.
Oh, goddamn. Well, I tried, Brian. Star Trek New World Season 2, Kirk and Spock's first meeting to be a big moment.
Wow. Yeah.
They're going to kiss. It's going to be a gay kiss.
No, I hope it was better than the first season, but I know why they did
That's
it and how
their
they
Kirk?
did it. I thought that was interesting. Yeah.
Spock's
it's not
going to give him a reach around.
too bad. It's not like he's trying to do a William Shatner impression. And I think that's what everybody's afraid of. But I really enjoyed the first season, The Strange New World, so I'm looking forward to the second season.
What is this? That
it's actually got a lot of reviewers gave it 10 out of 10 for the first season.
It's pretty good. I mean, as far as what Paramount's put out thus far,
what the hell? This is like the worst photoshopped thumbnail that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But honestly, Ethan Peck as Spock is really good. I've enjoyed the first season.
Why didn't
it
they?
Has a lot of heart. It's pretty good.
Why didn't they just get a real screenshot of the actual show?
Because I don't know if they were in the same screen at the same time.
Who cares?
Because, well, I mean, I don't know.
Why did they resort to
Ellie,
that? That looks terrible.
Well,
that's
just an article picture. It's not that much.
I don't know. Everybody makes a shitty thumbnail every once in a while,
I mean, that's
every once in a while, someone grabs a photo from an adult website and throws it on.
But not when you have it readily
available.
available.
Come on! Oh, wait. That is something to talk about because do you like the original Wizard of Oz, Ethan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Oh no!
Let me find it.
No.
I really like that one.
You know
So-
that means near and dear to my heart, you bastard.
They are remaking it.
Mhm.
They hired the Blackish creator of the show,
Mhm.
and it says it's going to have a fresh take on it. And
So it's the entire cast is going to be black.
Potentially. I think
Wasn't
we
that
kind
the
of.
Wiz? I mean, that was the
That's
Wiz.
what I
I know.
said,
That
even
was the
Wiz.
Wiz. I mean, yeah, they could have just redone the Wiz, really, if they do that.
Well, I
but
hope
you
this
also don't
doesn't
want-
sound racist, but since The Wizard of Oz is essentially just a story of two women fighting over a pair of shoes,
Thank you.
it could
Thank
be
you.
it could be anybody who plays that part.
I just hope it's a nice production, not cheap. Like, I really want a grand scale Wizard of Oz if they're going to remake it. That's
Well, I
my
think
own-
the reason that, if you want my honest opinion, the reason why Warner Brothers is moving ahead with the Wizard of Oz remake is because Universal's finally making Wicked. So they're trying to
Okay.
get on that train right now because they know Wicked's going to be big by Universal. So they're like,
There's
oh, we
no
gotta make
reason.
Here's a little plug that I'll do. The only one that I'll probably do this entire night. Ethan, have you you've seen obviously Cecil's video on the Wizard of Oz, right?
No.
Oh no, two women fighting over a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandparents reacted to that video.
Really?
Oh, I remember that. I saw that.
It is,
video.
it
Your
is,
grandparents reacted to that.
and it is one of the most. If there's anything that my channel has done, is that it is time capsule, like that in my life, and I was very proud of that. My grandmother was horrified by Cecil. Just disgusted. And my grandfather was laughing his ass off.
Those are just two very valid reactions to Cecil.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And if anybody in the chat would like to see it, go for it. Grandparents
good
react
video.
to Cecil. Yeah, it is really good.
It's great to
it
have
was it was an anniversary gift that unbeknownst to them. My grandmother has since passed away, but my grandfather actually today, just today, he's turning 79, and so I just if anybody is interested in reacting to Cecil, and how older people will their elders would react to that kind of thing, whether good or bad. It's a very good view. So go ahead and check that out. That's the only plug that I will do this entire stream. Go watch that. Go watch that. It's very entertaining.
Speaking of Cecil, is there an update on what's
Cash
going on with Cash Grab?
He probably gets asked that more than his own comic.
Yeah, I know.
That's the whole shtick, right?
I know. I actually thought he was never going to do it. I thought that was the.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is that the book's finished. Like,
really? It is?
Yeah, Donald DeLay did everything. He drew the whole thing. The other books are done. I don't know. I mean, I know Cecil told me what the holdup was. It's personal. I said, can I tell people? And he said, I'll tell people when I'm ready. Okay. So my thing is just to go, I think it's going to come out. I don't know. I told Cecil that I would do it. We would handle it for him. I said, me and my wife will fulfill the book. We'll print it. We'll take care of it.
Wow.
And I told him how much money it would cost, because it's a lot. It's doing a comic book is a crowdfund, fulfilling it, a lot of work, and one that raised $300,000 something dollars. That many backers, a lot of work. Yeah. So I hit him with a number, and he went, "How about half of that?" I was like, "No, how about not? How about if you just do it yourself? It'll be good for you to do it yourself." We wouldn't do it like we wouldn't do it for any less than that. So he's got to do it himself.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm happy it actually exists. I thought that was part of the joke. I don't know. I didn't get it all.
It does exist. I've read it.
It does exist. It's like
Is
the
it
Snyder
good?
Cut.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a trip.
Have you read Eric July's book? What do you think about that?
No, I haven't read his book. I haven't asked to read his book. I would like to. But I think now I might as well just wait. With everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, because he starts shipping here like I think next week.
Mm-hmm.
Hans $5 says Wizard of Oz all black cast except the Wicked Witch, who needs to be white. I want to see the snow melt.
No,
over
that's not true. That's not true. She needs to be green.
She should be a white heterosexual male.
The Wicked Witch.
No, that's going to be the Good Witch. Glenda's going to be a white dude.
Oh, so
who's in transition? It's a transition.
I was gonna say Ezra Miller, but that's not true.
There's the shameless plug. I'm actually kind of running out of movie topics, so if anyone has I know Ethan might be busy too tonight. Matt is going to stream in a few minutes, so if anyone has some final comments or topics, let them fly. But
the Henry Cavill thing, Ethan, do you think he signed on doing this MCU stuff because he thinks that the DC universe that he's a part of is pretty much dead at this point?
Yeah, I think I can't read his mind. I don't know why. He probably signed on because it was a pretty good gig. But I think he knows more than you and I do or anyone else does.
Yeah.
That Superman, his time as Superman is probably over, at least.
Ibrahim Khan, I'll save that for next stream because because Matt's going. I might hop on Matt's for a few minutes, and this stream, we had some guests that I wasn't expecting, and it was fun, casual movie talk. And I'm gonna end soon. I just don't have time for mailbag, but I'll get to those questions tomorrow, definitely. Anyone else have some comments before we wrap up here?
Why is figure drawing like this? Every time I come in, I look at I got two.
I think figure drawing's starting to like you.
He says one has to be nasty to win a debate against TVS. He knows some key tactics that require foreknowledge and preparation of said tactics. Why don't you just ask me questions and why don't we talk about stuff?
Why does everything have to be a debate at the end of the day?
Yeah, can I be honest here? I think EVS shows up recently. He just wants to talk. He doesn't want to debate each time, honestly. I don't think he really. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I just just want to talk to people.
Well, what it ends up being is, imagine if it's like I want to debate you about Comicsgate, and then it's like a series of internet-based accusations that they want to confront you with. And it's just like, that isn't. So now you want me to just defend myself over something that happened 4 years ago or 8 years ago, or, that somebody else said or did that is tangentially associated with me, or that tends to be. And then why are your books late? That's the, that's what I know I'm walking into when I get into one of these debates.
Something that struck me when the first time you popped on is you said to Matt, you're like, I don't want to be your enemy. This is silly. You just want to talk. Is that where
I don't have a problem.
In your YouTube career that you just want to talk to people and you don't want to
of course.
debate all the time? And
why can't we just talk? It's the problem is I hang out almost entirely with people who agree with me, and I guess for the most part, so does everybody. And how is that
Not
interesting?
Me. I'm the only right winger here.
Yeah, we tend to hang out with people we generally
the only right winger.
He's our resident right winger here. Tony.
I'm the token Trump supporter.
Some of us just
just get together and Matt, Mundane Matt says, I think Snyder Cut was great, and I go, I think it sucked, and then we talk about it, and that's why isn't that serving an audience more than a team of all people who are nodding their head in agreement with whatever bullshit is being said by one person? It's just I don't know. To me, I'm an entertainer as well as a comic book creator. I believe in that. I believe that, part of what we should be doing here is serving the audience something fun to watch. And if it's, blood sports is destructive, but a conversation, an argument, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as everybody understands.
Well, not everyone is going to understand an argument, but it is so. I cannot tell you how refreshing it is as the guy who started out as proper Jeremy to hear you say that like the point of us, like, what is wrong with us being on the internet and having a conversation? We are not supposed to be an echo chamber. We are supposed to be just people who entertain others. And
well, you end up getting used. You end up like being a servant of a certain point of view, and you'll
Right.
find that if you're in a trap, you'll find that when you deviate or you hang out with the wrong people, you'll start to hear from the Whisper Network, and it happens to me too. Whatever Whisper Network is associated with you, you'll start to hear from people who go, "Why did you platform that person? Why did you do that? Do you understand? You're just platforming hate, or you're just platforming whatever social justice." That guy's an SJW. I'll hear that all the time, and it's
that
just
must
like
be when you're here with Max. They tell you.
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's either that person is an SJW or that person is an istaphobe or something.
right. And the idea is they're scared that they will no longer be able to use you as a tool to assert a certain point of view. But you know what? Be yourself. You know what I mean? Be flexible. Listen to people as much as possible. That doesn't mean betray your values. Never betray your own values. But listen to people, and your best bet, honestly, to go through life is to actually confront people head to head who directly 180 degrees disagree with you, and listen to them so you understand what they're actually saying, what they actually believe, rather than what you're being told they believe. So if I can talk to Mundane Matt and just say, what is it that you think about this? And he tells me, then I know how better to argue with people who believe what he believes. And it's just a much more effective strategy. And I think it's more entertaining for people that are watching. That's just my perspective.
And it's probably I mean, it's beneficial for you, but it's also beneficial for the audience as well, because unlike I mean, your approach to this is very much polar opposite of what you were doing with Nerdette's Newsstand, where
hey guys, sorry, I got a dip, but good chat. We'll talk later.
See ya.
All right, thanks, Matt.
Yeah, Nerdette wanted to fight. That's all. So I gave her one.
I thought I wanted to fight with you at one time, but now I'm like, it's not even.
Now
I
he's
don't
your
really
best
want
friend.
to anymore. No, I don't.
You're always talking about him. You're like,
I
wonder what
respect
No, it
you.
was probably
EVS.
the comment, Ethan, where you said if he was gonna marry me, you're like if I asked him to marry him, like
I was making fun of
probably
it.
accept.
I said, yeah, I think he wants to S my D.
Yeah,
that was a tribute to John Malin there. But yeah, I understand.
No, I respect it. I've been very critical of him in the past as well, including recently. And the only time I'm like, ugh, is when we talk about the politics. So
I don't enjoy talking politics either. I get sucked into it, and then
I know that's the only time. But other than that, like someone you completely disagree.
The politics of comics is good enough for me, and the politics
talking about nerd
stuff.
I have really not a lot of issues with you, except the whole the woke stuff consistently, but that's people's opinion, I guess. I guess I'll have to come to terms with people. People see it more than I do, and I don't see it, but not to get into that whole thing.
A lot of the comic skaters that you see me hang out with are people who directly confronted that and had their lives changed by it, and are blacklisted because of for political reasons, or a lot of the guys are like that. So they when they hear they want to talk about it a lot. I do. I'm kind of winding down from it. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Happy that Wreck Planet's done. I'm hearing some stuff from Hollywood, which is kind of neat.
Hollywood,
yes.
So not the Daily Wire. That was fake news.
No, but I mean that was stunning. But hearing some interest. It's like I said, to Nerdette, she said, "What's your point here?" And I said, well, my point, and I shouldn't have said it the way I did. I said I want Cyberpunk to be a feature film. That's not all. I want the comics to be a complete story that can become a feature film, and I hope that it does. That's my goal. That's ultimately is just to create a great story, and things just are going our way right now. So I don't want to fight with anyone.
No, I'm completely
Awesome
removed
comments.
the art from the artist and just focus on what they provide. So even if Daily Wire starts pumping out Gina Carano films that are better than what's in Hollywood, I'll support that. I don't care, because I just think it's just a different end of the spectrum. Their politics or Hollywood's politics. I just don't care. I just want a good product. I really don't care.
So Ethan, would you prefer a live action Cyberfrog movie or animated one?
I guess it's hard to say, because Cyberfrog is really, Cyberfrog and the Giant Wasps are really the only anomaly in I guess it.
They would obviously be CGI.
CGI, I think would work great. Animated would work great. I'd want Cyberfrog. Like, I think of the Turtles live action movies, and they're so clumsy. I don't want Cyberfrog to look like that.
Which ones? The recent ones?
The live action, like Vanilla Ice Turtles movies.
Yeah.
I love those.
That was the 90s, but yeah, and even the mid 2010s ones, not that great.
I think when you look at Into the Spider-Verse, to me that would be Cyberfrog. Like, I would love that level of animation.
Okay, so Lord and Miller.
Did they do that? Lord and Miller?
They produced it, yeah.
Well, figure drawing, I have some limits. I don't, Ryan Kinnell won't even respond to me.
Well,
So
that's the other thing too. Like, I have no issue talking to anybody. That's the thing.
I would talk to Ryan, but he will not.
Well,
why wouldn't you? Yeah, it's like if Ryan Kinnell wanted to come on the show, why wouldn't you have him on here? You could sit there and talk to him and maybe get him to say something interesting that would delight your audience. Who knows?
Or at the very least, assuming we live in a perfect world where you both come out great. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be amazing? You have an understanding of each other, or is that not interesting enough? I don't know. It's interesting how the YouTube algorithm sort of.
Well, here's the
funny. Rip MMA.
Here's the funny thing, right? People who don't even have any interest in the channel or can say a lot. It's like, oh, the channel sucks now because Ethan's on it. It's just like, but
I won't come on it. I was in the chat. I got invited in.
No, we want different opinions. We don't care.
Well, these are more productive conversations, right? Like, we're not yelling at anybody. We're just chilling, hanging out.
Brian's one of my best friends here. He's a producer of the show. He gets frustrated when we only have one point of view.
Pretty much. I'm the only one that offers pushback against Max's SJW ways.
Oh, I'm an SJW.
I'm here.
No, I mean, I just kind of, when it comes to politics and stuff, I just kind of try to leave it out of this stuff.
Yeah.
But I like having a good conversation. But I'll call Max out when he's being out of line. Most of the time.
Well, figure drawing. I wanted to debate him, but he won't do it.
Why wouldn't you have him on and say, why did you say that? You hurt a lot of people's feelings.
No. Before that even happened, I was on the stream when he got monetized, and we were friends at the beginning, and then he kind of stopped. He started ignoring me.
It was too big for you.
Yeah. All right, but that's where we'll wrap it up. If you are interested in Echo Base, Justin, Tony, Marvel Maniac, Brian, and EVS, he is preparing Wreck Planet.
You can still back it. You look for the Second Chance Wreck Planet campaign on Indiegogo. If you'd like to reserve a copy, now's a great time to do it. And thanks for being.
How long do people got?
I'll leave it up while it's in print. I mean, I've already ordered my quantities, so eventually I'm going to run out of copies. But hopefully not before I get them in my hands. So, if you'd like to reserve yours, make sure that you do. And thanks.
Oh, look at Isaac. To be fair, oh man,
well, he's not wrong, Max.
To be fair, Max, you're not good at debating. The only thing you could debate is what's your favorite fast food, Tubby. Thank you, Isaac.
Oh my God, Isaac.
What is your favorite fast food?
Mine. I like Taco Bell. It's not good for you. It's not. It's gross. Yeah,
it's not gross.
I served seven different tours at Taco Bell. I loved making the beans
have
there.
you
They're
ever
fantastic.
been on the West Coast? Have you heard of In-N-Out or Whataburger? Or...
In-N-Out is so overrated, dude. I'm sorry.
I like Whataburger better.
Somewhat native Californian who had to drive.
All right, Brian, you're wrong, but
no. We had to drive a half an hour for In-N-Out. So you're like, oh, we got to hype this up, right? It's going to be great. No.
I went to the one in Vegas. Now I like Whataburger better.
Yeah, I've never had Whataburger, but it sounds amazing.
I have never had it, so
we have one in Reno. It's like the line is too goddamn long. I'm sorry.
The lines get ridiculous at In-N-Out.
Chick-fil-A is pretty good.
I like
Chick-fil-A is great. I mean, just for like.
I just saw that video that you had about Chick-fil-A.
Their mac and cheese is fire. I'm not even gonna lie.
Chick-fil-A is awesome.
It's
like
not political.
God himself.
No, it's not political. It's I like the food. Sorry.
Yeah, like Chick-fil-A is legitimately delicious. And out of the three,
customer service and where I live. So
top 3 burger places: McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. Where do you go?
Wendy's for me.
Burger King.
No, Burger King can be really good. It depends on the which one.
Burger King,
Some are really bad.
No joke. Every single time I eat Burger King, I get sick. So I don't.
Breakfast, Burger King. Lunch, Wendy's. Yeah.
Wendy's is for me too. Like I think Wendy's is really good and underrated.
I sent you a link on Twitter. Hans wanted to say hi. I sent you a link on Twitter, Hans.
Oh, what?
I
love mac and cheese. It's like
I'll just put it on the channel
top tier
section here. If you can hold on 1 second, Hans wants to say hi to EBS, I think.
Well, Hans is coming in. Is that a Last Jedi poster behind you, Ethan?
Autographed by Rose Tico and Ryan Johnson.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
How'd you get that?
I love that movie.
All right, hurry up, Hans. I sent it to you. You weren't logged on Twitter. Oh. I sent it. I put it in the community section.
Hold on. Let's not breeze over that. You got a Rose Tico figure signed by Ryan Johnson?
No, it's see the poster there, the red poster in the black frame. Yeah, it's signed by Ryan Johnson. See the autographs? And
and Kelly Marie Tran.
You can see the gold signature. It says Rose killer, right underneath it. And then I think the producer signed it too. So yeah.
How did that come to be? That
I saw it on eBay and it made me laugh. Yeah. So I got it.
Oh, okay. I think I think you somehow were like, oh my gosh, like at a premiere, or something.
I would.
It would be kind of funny, filming the video, just hey.
That was the worst. That was the worst thing about the Rise of Skywalker is how they didn't do anything with Rose. Rose was kind of fun after the Last Jedi, and then Rise, it was just like her character was deflated.
She wasn't fun in the Last Jedi. What the hell are you talking about?
I mean, you could, even though she annoyed some people, it was at least she had some story. And then the Rise of Skywalker, just nothing they did with their character. It was horrible.
I think every single thing about all those movies is complete shit.
I wanted to talk to you about Star Wars, but you're not supporting Disney anymore, EVS. So it's hard to the Boba Fett, Obi-Wan. You have no context for that. You haven't watched it, right?
No, I didn't watch Boba Fett.
Oh wow, there's actually some breaking news. Actually, the Embracer Group has just purchased the entire Lord of the Rings library, and they just bought the limited run games thing as well. So apparently, Embracer Group might have bought something related to Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Embracer Group is acquiring the IP rights to Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit literary works by J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah, they've been buying up a bunch of
Amazon's doing. I don't know what.
I don't know who they are, but anyways, what were we talking about before that?
Dang, that's actually a pretty big deal, Justin.
I don't care.
Ooh.
Well, I felt like Ethan was gonna say something about the last thing.
He was gonna say something about Cobra Kai and how awesome it is.
Hey, what's wrong with
Cobra Kai fan? Cobra Kai.
Max was asking about the Disney stuff and how he hadn't watched Book of
Boba Fett. I didn't get to see. I want to watch all of it.
Cobra Kai's fun. Cobra Kai's a lot of fun. Hans, you're here. You have anything to say to EBS before he heads out, or?
They were just talking, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, fellas. I'm sorry the host is so rude.
Oh, boy.
I'm kidding, Max. All right, it's.
Oh,
thanks, Justin.
Justin,
Hans, are you there? I was trying to see if Hans was available. Good job, Hans. Okay,
His mic's not hooked up.
All right. Well, EVS, you probably have some comics to. Well, you're done. You have some. You're gonna. You have.
I've always got. I got something else. I'm working on Rainbow the Brute right now.
Oh, you are actually doing.
Yeah,
Rainbow the Brute.
Yeah, I'm working on pages for that. So.
That's okay. I wasn't sure if that was going to happen, but okay.
I took $500,000 in. I've got to produce it. I've got all the other books ready to go. I just got to get Rainbow the Brute done, the central book, and that's on me. So,
okay.
Hello, Hans.
Hello. It's weird. I was talking that whole time, and I thought you guys could hear me because Justin and I think EVS both responded to something that could have been a response to something I said. So I thought you guys could hear me the whole time.
Oh no, we didn't hear anything.
Oh no.
No.
I was saying I mostly just wanted to come on here to trigger finger drawing more.
Here's our friend Enosh. Look at his figure collection, EVS. Look at that.
That is substantial. Wow.
This is one room.
Wow. That's fun, man.
Enosh, show him you got the Doomcock figure close by?
I do.
Oh.
I do. I do.
Is it Doomcock or the rip-off Max?
No, it's...
Oh, come on.
Somebody made it for me.
It's Doomcock, but with the Emperor
figure. Somebody made it for me.
Or actually, that's the Anakin ghost figure.
Yeah, I think it is the Anakin ghost.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's the Anakin... It's the original Anakin Skywalker who was Sebastian Shaw.
Yeah.
That one. But viewer made it for me.
Doomcock helmet on.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. Well,
now I can tell you all. Stay angry, my friends.
I think we're actually only going to go for 5 more minutes just to get to that 2-hour mark, and then leave it at there. So if anyone
I see. I come in and you just
if anyone has some quick.
I mean, I'm not as rude as RJ over here, cutting your guests off mid sentence to tell people about Lord of the Rings, which nobody gives a crap about anyway.
Hold on. Whoa, do you see my icon? Okay, listen.
Wait a minute. A guy who likes Sammy Hagar versus a guy who likes David Lee Roth. And even
what does
better,
Sammy Hagar have to do with this? That's even less important.
Bonding over something.
That's even less important.
Goodness.
It's even less important. RJ totally cut EVS off completely. He's talking about Book of Boba Fett. I didn't watch Book of Boba Fett. Oh, guys. Wait. Something completely.
You were on a roll today.
That was pretty rude, RJ. No, hold on, RJ. That was pretty rude, dude. That was
RJ's
really
just
rude.
mad because Enosh scooped him today. That's what it is.
I did.
RJ, are you worried that EVS is going to take your place on the channel?
I think so. I think he is.
Are you nervous?
All right.
I'm making content for the channel. EVS is starting to question why he's here.
Okay. All right. RJ, we gave you shit. So okay.
That's all I wanted to do.
It happens every day. It's okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
Let's just say hi to Figure Drawing. How you doing?
Yeah, what's up, Finger John? How's it going, buddy?
Did you have anything to say to EVS while he's here, Enosh?
No, I've never been on stream with him, so it's hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Who?
Nice to meet you, man.
Oh,
Cyberfrog, his second comic is coming out soon.
And everybody who backed it in the first campaign is getting a Cyberfrog toy. Look at that.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
It's the little PVC figures that we made. And everybody who backed at the $25 tier, these come in a beautiful box and everything. They're well packaged. That's what we did. That's what we did with your $25. $25, and you get a book, extra book, another ash can. You get one of these. You get a bunch of trading cards, and you get a keychain, a Cyberfrog keychain that is 3-dimensional. It's actually really nice.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a good deal.
Jade says the Cyberfrog movie will happen before Spawn. That's a given. I hope Spawn happens. All right. Okay. Well, Hans, what are your thoughts on the Lord of the Rings? Because is that going to impact this new show? That the rights were sold? The
Embracer Group just bought the Lord of the Rings IP.
Is Amazon screwed? I don't get it.
Amazon already has 5 seasons planned out. I don't know. I would have to see it because, from my understanding, Amazon has the rights to Lord of the Rings, but not the Silmarillion. So they have to do everything based off the appendices, and then they're kind of filling in the blanks. So I would have to actually see what
Isn't that
is.
kinda
RJ,
weird?
oh wait, RJ, can you share that in Saggy's Discord, and then I can look at it?
Yeah,
later?
no, yeah, I can.
Yeah, I don't think Amazon can do anything directly with The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings during that time era.
Yeah.
Or we got 30 seconds. 30 seconds and I'm ending the
We
stream.
really have 30 seconds.
Jeez.
Unless you
just
guys
got
have something else.
interesting. It just got interesting.
Oh, all right. Go ahead then. Go ahead.
You know, you have other people who continue the channel. You can like dip out and just be like, hey, yeah, there we go. There we
Brian's
go.
here too.
Yo, Brian, you good, buddy?
Other people can carry on the channel, and you know.
No, Max, you always leave him wanting more.
Is he actually gone? All right, that's fine by me.
All right, light him if you got him.
I already am.
Well, he wants to go to bed. It's okay. It's late night for us, guys. I'm not going to be the host, by the way. Fuck that. Even though I'm at the
I'm just
top
hanging out. What's going on?
Welcome to MME, now hosted by Enash from Poindexter Lounge. I come in and Max leaves. Look at our wonderful panel that we have here, EVS. It's really good to have you on the show, man. It's been
a few drinks in.
Wanted to have you on the show for a while.
Thank you, man.
If me and Tony are on the panel, it's not really that wonderful.
What are you talking about? I make this panel wonderful.
Speaking of dogs,
I'm the only person of color on the panel.
No worries.
What are you talking about? I exist.
You're white, RJ. Stop pretending.
Oh, man. Looking white and being white are two very different things.
I'll be back. I just got to take the dogs out.
So I'm sorry to make.
Okay.
I'm sorry to make light of Lord
I
of the
better run
Rings.
before you leave to take the dogs out. I better run. But thank you very much for letting me come on. I appreciate it. And
All right.
Great show, fellas. Nice hanging out with all you guys.
No, it was cool. I've never been on before with you, man. That's good. Nice being on with you. It's cool.
We'll do it again.
Yeah, Ethan, it's been a long time, but I still hold this very near and dear to my heart. When I don't know if you remember me at Star Wars Celebration in 2019. Thank you very much for Jordan B. Peterson's 12 Rules for Life for autographing that. I really appreciate that, and you even remember my name when. It's like, your name is Justin, right? I'm like, yeah, thank you. And that meant a lot to me. And even though during that weekend I made a very horrible first impression, probably. Very awkward as I am. But I do appreciate all of that, and being very cordial with me despite how awkward I am.
No problem, dude. Listen, you're great. Don't worry about yourself.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Fellas, have a great night, and I'll see you again soon, I hope.
Watch out for finger drawing. I hear he doesn't like you very much.
I've noticed. We'll get him. We'll win him over. He seems like he's just needs a little love and affection. So you guys give that to him, so I don't have to. See you later.
Thank you, Ethan. I appreciate you.
All right, RJ. Well, you usually host it.
I apologize for my statements about Lord of the Rings. Actually, everything about Lord of the Rings says that I should like it. I mean, I love fantasy. I love, that kind of thing. I don't know why, man. I just cannot get down with Lord of the Rings. I love the idea of it, but like when I actually sit down to watch Lord of the Rings, it just does nothing for me. And that actually bothers me because I have so many friends who love. No, I have so many friends who love Lord of the Rings, and I don't know what about it is, but it just doesn't do anything for me. And every time I try to sit down and watch the movies, I fall asleep. I lose interest. It's like it takes me there. I love fantasy movies that take me on an adventure, and there's like some substance there. And I even like the ideas in Lord of the Rings and some of the stuff that Tolkien, was trying to get at. So I mean, I like the ideas there. The execution for me, for some reason in those movies just does not work. I don't know why, but it bothers me. It actually bothers me that I'm not into Lord
You
of the
could
Rings.
go around and start saying that you don't like it because they're not similar enough to the books, and just see what people say, because they change a lot in the books in the trilogy, and people seem to forget that they did.
I read the books before I saw the movies. That was like a prerequisite. If my mom was gonna buy it for me, which was like a special occasion, I'd have to read the book before I'd watch the movie. It was like that with like Starship Troopers, which I was severely disappointed to find out that the book had nothing to do with the damn movie. But that's a story for another day. But no, the second two books like really just hit it home for me. Those were amazing. But I haven't. But I'm one of those people. I haven't watched the extended editions yet.
Lord of the Rings,
and I know that's a sacrosanct. I know, Hans. I'm sorry. I even admitted this in your presence, my guy. I know this might be a bridge too far in our friendship, my guy. And you're one of my.
Bro, I used to think you were so cool,
right, bro? Like, oh man.
Don't give in to the peer pressure, Brian.
I haven't watched the extended.
I feel so
Lord
weird
of the Rings
being
yet.
the only one on camera.
Does that make you feel better, man? Okay.
It's
I'll
so
get on camera
so
so we
weird.
don't
It's so weird that we all. It's so weird that we all show up to these
here.
things and don't
There we go.
We can't see each other. It's
I don't
so
even have a
weird.
camera, so
I have a phone.
I'm
on a smartphone.
pretty much never go on camera anymore.
It's okay.
It's been
RJ.
so
Don't worry
hot,
about it.
and then I also got my electric bill.
He's also lazy and doesn't want to put his costume
I'm sorry.
on.
Like the only reason I haven't been on camera much is because I have been drinking some loudmouth soup. So I'm like,
you look very happy, Brian.
I am. It's been a while.
You guys take DBS out?
I'll get on cam if Max does without his mask.
Shut up, Hans.
I will. I'll do it.
I don't know.
I'll do
guys.
it first. I'll do it first.
You know,
I'll take my mask off if you take your mask off. Ah!
Exactly.
I was there for that one.
You forgot the
It's
brother.
funny because you can see my face and I'm just staring off in the distance.
I still, to this day, and
I think it was less dramatic, but you know what I'm saying.
First time I ever met
am
you, Justin.
Shocked. There were so many people in that chat, and they just said,
that was one of the first
let
times we met you,
the
man.
AC/DC guy talk, because I had a poster in the background and still do, because I fucking love that band, even though I've might rip some of their albums to shreds in a video. I don't know if I'll do it or not. I don't know if I have the heart to do it, to rank their albums. But and some of it is not going to be nice. But I was just thinking about this earlier today.
AC/DC is a great band, dude. Yes.
Absolutely.
Listen. No.
So
you can boo and hiss it all you want, but hold on. Wait. You didn't let me finish my.
Okay.
AC/DC is a great band. There is a lot that can be said for simplicity and knowing your audience and just being able to write good songs that are catchy, that stick with the public, and they get you to where you want to be. The thing is everything doesn't have to be some you have to
evolve as a band.
Technical marvel
unless you're Nightwish
for it to be good. And honestly, a lot of the very technical groups that are out there don't do it well. They're good technically, but they don't write good songs, And so it's an amazing thing. It's the truth. It's amazing when there's a good band that's both technical and writes good songs, also that stick with people. But AC/DC is one of those bands that it's very hard to mimic AC/DC, and it's very hard as a cover band to do an AC/DC song well. Not in that you can't that the band can't play it, but it gets in your mind where it's like you can't just sing an AC/DC song without somebody, and you end up you almost have to mimic them. But if you mimic them, you sound off because it's weird. It doesn't sound You know, so it's almost pointless to mimic or to do a cover of an AC/DC
Oh yeah,
song.
and that year was the year of the Axl Rose, 2016.
Well,
reuniting with Slash.
Hey,
and
Echo
also
Base, Tool is
able
fine.
to-
Tool is great. I mean, Tool is another, but Tool is a different type of band than AC/DC. When I relate bands to each other, I try to relate bands that that make sense to relate to.
Similar genres.
Yeah,
almost.
but Enosh, you know, like the one thing that I will say is that you know, I am taking away, you know, like because they are my favorite band. They are my favorite band of all time.
Who is?
I don't think
AC/DC?
AC/DC. Yes,
He's got a poster, but back in black.
The most.
He's always talking about Van Halen, so I don't know who he's talking about.
Yeah.
Do you have an AC/DC tattoo?
I don't entirely hate
I
the
feel
band.
like if I were gonna get a tattoo, it would be a lightning bolt. You know, an AC/DC lightning bolt. You know, no questions asked. With that being said, I feel like there are some albums that can be critiqued, and that is why
I am a huge.
Rush
fan.
is amazing. Hey,
Okay.
hey,
2112,
Brian, did
my
you see
favorite album?
Brian,
I just saw the South Park.
I was just going to ask Brian, did you see the South Park
yes,
thing?
I did. I was so happy that
Closer to the Heart. That's all they did.
Very
I'm like,
cool.
come on!
man.
I wish they did a little bit more.
Yeah, but it wasn't a Rush thing. I mean, I wonder if they actually did more live, like at the live performance,
Like
that didn't
blame
make the broadcast.
Canada. Like.
Well, they
can you
did blame
imagine
Canada.
Rush?
Well, they did blame Canada before they brought Rush in. That was how they introduced Rush. They did blame Canada,
Okay.
and then they did a cartoon of Rush that popped up, and they started talking about like, why do people always blame Canada? Like why do we get drug into
Yeah,
that?
but they didn't.
And then they brought Rush into.
They didn't
No, I'm
play
saying they did blame Canada before they brought Rush in.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause
why
they added
why would
cartoons,
Rush do
Canadian
blame Canada? They're
cartoons.
Canadian.
Yeah. All right,
Popping
real
head
quick.
cartoons.
I gotta go. It was fun. Take it easy.
Tony,
have a good night, Tony.
That's but yeah, it was very cool though to see them. Rush is an amazing band, man. Rush is
and it's really sad. And by the way,
Rush is one of those bands actually that are very technical, but yet can write good songs.
True. But no, sorry. Back to your AC/DC story. So I didn't mean to. You were talking about a tattoo, and I was like, "Yes, dude, get a tattoo of your favorite band. It's where you start. And then, you know, don't let it go." Hey, you shut your mouth, Anthony Cheeseman. I am not drunk. Well,
yeah, but at the end of the day,
though, my guy.
you know, like when I say that I'm gonna do like an album's ranked, you know, like it's me being very honest about how I feel about certain albums. You know, and this is my favorite band, and you only, you know, some of it will, based on what I've, you know, been writing just today. You know, you only roast the ones that you love. You know, because you know so much about it, you love them, but you can't help but to point out, you know, a couple of things that you know are, you know, iffy, or like just like you can't be a stan. I guess.
Okay. So what's your iffy
Changing
thing
their
about
standards.
So what's your iffy thing about AC/DC then? Just spit it out.
There has there's been, you know, like for those of, I'll give you one example. For those about to rock, that album. People,
we salute you. Oh, dude, my dad saw that
for
in
those
concert.
about to rock, we
he
salute
told me the
you.
story about it, bro, where they fired the cannons off, man. Okay, see, like that's one of the things that me and my dad connected on was music, and AC/DC was one of them. He saw the Back in Black tour, or actually it was the Razor's Edge, where it was like Money Talks, Thunderstruck, where they dropped the money and stuff like that. But they opened it with Hell's Bells. Bro. You know, I do like AC/DC, and it's like I'm not hating on him, but like the Bon Scott era is my favorite, unfortunately.
Oh yeah. Abso-fucking-lutely.
I love it both equally.
One of the things
I love
about
both the guys equally, actually.
Yeah, I mean, there are, you know, I debated whether or not I would, you know, even consider thinking, you know, the possibility of what if AC/DC did break up and then they started new, like they changed the band name and they started out with the Back in Black album. Would it be successful? As it was, without the name AC/DC, and then, they had their whole discography still the same, but they just changed the name of the band. Would they play Highway to Hell? Would they play, this? Like, wouldn't that be very interesting? But the question, I guess, was what is main gripe about it? What was the question, Enosh?
Well, I was just asking. You said that you had some issues with them because you were talking about not being a stan. You were kind of jumping around it, and I was just like, well, okay, if there's something that you don't like about, like, what are your issues with AC/DC?
Oh,
you kept talking about it, but you're not really saying anything. So.
Oh, okay. Well, because
I got to give you a hard time.
Well, no, of course, but my thoughts aren't fully formed on it, and it's just something that I'm contemplating because it really is my favorite band, and it's very hard to criticize your favorite band. But one of them, I guess, would be that slump in the '80s where they had a couple of duds like Flick of the Switch, Fly on the Wall, which Fly on the Wall production wise didn't sound very good, and there was a song called Playing with Girls, which just
didn't age well.
No, at all. And Flick of the Switch for me was just kind of like just boring.
Who Made Who? No,
just boring. No, not Who Made Who. Who Made Who? That was the same kind of period, except they were doing it for a soundtrack. That's why I'm not going to count that. What
was the name of that movie?
Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, Maximum Overdrive. Yeah.
Which is only great because AC/DC.
Well, that's why I like Big Gun. The song they did for
Last Action Hero.
Yeah,
yes,
Big Gun, number yes,
one.
Yes,
hell yeah, dude.
Yes,
video with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And when I was a kid, that was the only song on iTunes that I could buy legally from AC/DC is Big Gun. Happened to be a rarity. And I was like, yes, dude, this is a great song.
That was like what made that movie. That was like in that key point in the 90s where like the soundtracks were actually legitimately better than the movies. Because they would get like this headlining band to be like, yeah, this has U2 on it. Batman Forever. It's like
Batman Forever soundtrack.
That soundtrack was legit
fire. I'm sorry. Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me is a sweet song.
Didn't Seal
Kiss from a Rose?
Yeah, Kiss from a Rose is on that. One, yeah. Offspring, Smash It Up. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, no, dude. And then even Batman and Robin. That was where it was like the soundtrack was legit better. But I was a huge Smashing Pumpkins fan at the time. So like I was like, oh, they were on there. I bought the Lost Highways soundtrack because they had a song in there. Okay, it was like, yeah, that's how deep it was with the Smashing Pumpkins.
So Daniel Martin's right though in the chat. Last Action Hero soundtrack is goated. Plus, I would also say Last Action Hero is an underrated movie.
People sleep on that movie.
It really is. As a kid who watched it. I always wanted to go to the movies.
It's like the epitome of meta. Dude.
And that's why, I literally was that kid. That's how I would have reacted, in those times.
I love how it like takes shot at itself. And not only that, but it like kind of takes digs at Arnold.
So self-aware.
Exactly.
But it was advertised so terribly that
Robert Patrick walks by as the Terminator. Even I mean,
and they said, "Oh, this is going to be the first advertisement."
Which one's the one that had
of a movie launched in space or something like that? I don't know. I don't know how I didn't.
Bobby Brown was in that too.
Was that true? Enosh, Brian, Nick, were they really considering? Launching a rocket of Last Action Hero in Space? Because I heard that was a thing.
I never heard that.
I can remember. I just remember like there was a big ballyhoo around the music video, but other than that, like,
I got a question for Enosh from a pastor standpoint.
Sure. Hey, can you turn up your mic a little bit? Your mic is a lot lower than everybody else's.
It might just be me.
I don't know. It's just
Mine
hard
or
to
Justin's.
No, yours. It's hard to hear your mic versus everybody else's. When everybody else, because I noticed that you were talking, I could hear, but you got a lower kind of voice anyways, and everybody was like way high. And anyways, that was all.
All right,
ask
how's
away.
that?
That's better. That's better.
All right. So, as a pastor, what's your thoughts on the AC/DC lightning bolt symbol being so-called satanic occultic?
You know, man, I grew up in the 80s. Yeah, I grew up in the 80s with the whole, satanic panic thing, that everything was of the devil. You know, there were people who didn't want you to celebrate Halloween. There were many years that we didn't celebrate Halloween growing up because my grandma raised me, and she'd get in on those kicks or whatever, like Dungeons and Dragons was evil. My favorite thing still is to look up, there was a guy named Phil Phillips who wrote a book called Turmoil in the Toy Box, which is hilarious to me now because every toy was of the devil. He-Man was of the devil. Smurfs were of the devil because they were blue with black lips.
Like Bobby Boucher's mom.
Yeah, they were blue with black lips. And what happens when you die? You turn blue with black lips. And My Little Pony was of the devil, and Star Wars was of the devil because it mixed different religions and stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff with like bands and stuff. They were very aware. I mean, we were just talking about Rush. I mean, Rush used pentagrams and stuff, and had stuff. I think when you talk to a lot of those guys now and you hear back from them now, and it was out there at the time, but nobody wanted to listen to it because everybody took everything so freaking literal. It was just that, this is, it's all evil. It's of the devil, right? It's all going to send your kids to hell. And they were just like, hey, we're just trying to get attention. We're just doing, stuff. I mean, look at Kiss. Kiss looked so freaking evil, but like when you listen to them now, it's so tame.
I was made for loving you, baby.
Yeah,
come on.
That was one of my favorite Kiss songs, right? So I mean, so I think,
disco,
there are all these things, yes, that, that same symbol shows up like in Harry Potter, and so that was like a big Harry Potter thing, when everybody was trying to ban Harry Potter. Back in the day, he's got the lightning bolt, and of course that's supposed to symbolize. For those of you who don't know, the lightning bolt is supposed to be a symbol of Satan because there's a scripture where Jesus says, "I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven," and so anytime you see like the lightning bolt, it's supposed to supposedly symbolize Satan falling from heaven, but also from heaven. But also like everybody also said that AC/DC stood for like Antichrist demon child or something like that, and they're just like, no, it stands for the they thought it was cool, the electrical current, and that's what they were about, is being like an electrical, type powerful band, with a lot of energy. So Dio, man, I love some Dio, man, and that guy, I don't know what to make of Dio sometimes because like he had the devil horn things, the devil horn thing, but it was funny.
Italian thing.
Yeah, but that's what he said. Like it meant something else, and he just started doing it.
I thought that was Wolfpack.
Well, it is. Woo for life.
For life.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, as far as my take on that, when I was a kid, I remember it being a big deal, and I probably bought into it more growing up, kind of in an evangelical Christian home. But now that I'm an adult, and the older I got anyways, and started playing in a rock band where it's like I grew out my hair, and everybody in our, we had people in our church who were old school who were like, Enosh is leading our kids to hell. Well, he plays in a Christian rock band. It doesn't matter. He's got long hair, and then it was like he plays in a rock band. And then when I started playing in a band that played top 40 stuff too, and played in bars, oh my God, we had a filmmaker actually film my band for over a year. I've never released that actually. We've got a movie. Actually, my old band has a film that was shot about us that
you should drop that.
We should. I should, because The guy followed us around, and it was all about how we were a Christian rock band that played in bars and secular places, and how some people had a problem with it, some people didn't. This guy interviewed like promoters that we played for, and all kinds of cool stuff like that. I mean, it was
Flyleaf.
It's like the Christian version of.
Thanks for getting that
Almost
song
Famous.
stuck in my head. Thank you.
Man on the Silver Mountain.
That's one of the few songs I know how to play on my guitar. I'm like,
Dio just had that voice, man. You know, I mean, it's like
shoot,
like a rainbow in the dark.
Oh yeah, but then you
like
have
a
freaking Richie
rainbow in the
Blackmore,
dark.
dude, in the background, just ripping it, dude, ripping it, man.
Dude, man, Dio was something else, man.
Oh, right?
I loved that song that he did for that was in the Iron Eagle soundtrack.
Oh shoot! Which one was that?
Something Rainbow.
Was it Rainbow in the Dark? No,
it wasn't Rainbow in the Dark, was it?
No, it was
It was when he was in the band Rainbow.
No, it was let's see.
I know they did One Vision, which was a Queen song or whatever. I love that.
I loved how Vivian Campbell
Hide in the Rainbow
was.
Hide in the Rainbow. Yeah, dude.
Hide in the Rainbow is the one for.
Was prolific in his own way, in his own
Well, I
regard,
do know-
and then joined Def Leppard.
Okay.
I mean,
Black Sabbath singers. Since we brought up Dio.
Oh, I was gonna ask that. Dio, 100%.
I didn't even know that there was more than 2 singers of Black Sabbath.
There was like
the longest
6,
time.
dude. Like
yeah,
6, and you know, even like know or hear about it.
There was a guy I remember. You're talking about growing up in a Christian home,
It
right?
ended with Ozzy.
There was a guy named Jeff Fenholt who has a great voice, but his claim to fame was he claimed that he joined Black Sabbath at one point, that he never toured with them, but he was hired, he said, and then they started recording some stuff, but then he ended up becoming a Christian and leaving the band. But like that was like his claim to fame. On I remember growing up watching Christian television, they would drag this guy out to like sing songs to the youth on Christian television, but like his songs weren't even that way. So it'd be really weird because he'd be doing like these praise and worship songs that you'd hear in church, but like with that type of voice. So it'd be like, holy, holy, holy Lord. And it was just like, what am I listening to here? It doesn't make any sense. And the music would like be all like, the music wouldn't be rock. It would be like the cheesy 80s Christian stuff that was out at the time, and so it was like,
I mean, you could have
weird.
cheesy Christian stuff like Under Oath's entire discography. For example, which Enosh, like, have you heard of Under Oath?
I've heard of Under Oath. Yeah, I don't think I've actually heard Under Oath.
I like Skillet. And
Yeah, it's kind of like
I saw Skillet in concert.
It's kind of like Under Oath is sort of like the metalcore of, they have screaming, they have singing, and the singing is very good, but you can understand.
I tell you, the grandfathers of that man in Christian music was Disciple. Disciple is such a great band. And I've opened for Disciple. I've played with Disciple, some of the coolest guys on the planet. And Striper, dude. So I am on one of my claims. One of my claims to fame. One of my claims to fame is I am on a Striper tribute album. We did the song "Free" by Striper, and it sucked because the music is amazing, but my voice was totally shot. We were under a deadline that we didn't know about. And we did this show on a Friday night. We played, my band back then, I played in a band at the time called Antioch. And man, we would just do these epic just concerts, man. Like, and we did this epic show this night, and like the other bands that were supposed to be there, nobody showed up. So we were the only band. So that was a crazy show. We were playing songs that we didn't even know how to play. People were like yelling out random stuff in the crowd, and we would just like fake it and do it. And 3-hour show. Totally blew out my voice.
Haze, bro.
Yes, totally blew out my voice though. Totally blew out my voice. The next day we had to go into the studio and record the song. So we spent all day long. We recorded the entire song. The music sounds amazing. It finally gets down to me having to do the vocals. And anybody who listens to Stryper, Michael Sweet, look, is an amazing singer. He actually toured as the lead singer for Boston because Stryper inducted Boston into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And after that, they needed a singer, and they asked Michael Sweet to tour with them, and he did for like a few years. So, like, if you're a vocalist and you're going to be on something that is a tribute album to Stryper, and this was supposed to be the tribute album because in the 90s there was a tribute album where all these like alternative bands got together and did an album, you know, for Stryper, and it sounded horrible and people complained about it. So this was supposed to be like all these really great bands. There were some screamo bands. There were some really awesome bands on this album. And so we come up and this music was awesome. It sounded great. I get in there to do my vocal. My voice is shot. And I turned to my friend Kevin, who was producing it. And I said, dude, can you just give me a few days, man? I will rest my voice. I'll come back in because I can nail it. No problem. I said, but I can't sing it right now. And he's like, no, man, I got to turn the tracks in. And I'm like, come on, Kevin, just give me a couple of days. And he's like, no, man. He's like, we got to go with what we got. And I'm just like, dude, I am not happy with this vocal at all. It sucks, man. Like I'm straining, you know, like I was straining to hit this note and it was bad. And I said, it doesn't match the music. And he's like, well, I'm sorry. And I said, okay. And so then it pissed me off because he did not
before auto-tuned.
Yes. This is before. Yeah, probably. Yeah. But that was the thing was he mixed my vocals really dry. So he could have hidden it a little bit with some, by making the vocals kind of what we call wet, just, like a lot of reverb or, just a lot of effect. But he didn't do that. He mixed the vocals really dry, first of all, which even like showed off more that my vocal was not the greatest. And then on top of that, he didn't turn in those tracks for 2 weeks.
Oh,
and I was like,
so mad.
Oh, still to this day, I give him a hard time. And I'm like, Kevin, it sucks, man. We were super excited to be on this thing because his band was on the thing too, and he was producing it. And I just said, Kevin, it sucks, man. You did this, and I could have this could have been something that I looked back on.
Maybe he did
fondly.
it on purpose, so
he was
you
just
wouldn't
jealous.
upstage him.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. No, he was in a great band called Blood and Fire. We were sister bands. Every time their band got a show, we got a show. Every time we got a show, they got a show. We traveled all over the country together. Great bands. In fact, and it's funny because his lead guitar player, who was also their vocalist, one of the most talented guys I've ever met in my life. Matt Gauthier he's Canadian. Speaking of Canadian, he's an amazing guitar player and an amazing vocalist. He can sing in I don't even know how many different octaves. Now he's a piano guy for Royal Caribbean Cruises, but for the longest time he toured as a singing impressionist. And he was in my band for the longest time. And when I played with John Schlitt from Petra, he was my bass player for that gig.
I was listening to them around the same time I was listening to Stryper.
Yep. Yeah, Petra went through different, different seasons, they started off kind of as kind of like a 60s kind of hippie rock band, and then they kind of evolved into like the stereotypical kind of 70s rock band. And then in the 80s they kind of had a revival with a little bit more of a pop rock sound, and then in 84 they did kind of a techno album called Beat the System. And then John Schlitt joined the band, who had been the lead singer of Head East, and that was when I got into it. But it kind of gave him more of an arena rock sound. So by his second or third album, they sounded a lot like Def Leppard. And then it was funny because then they did that throughout the 80s and 90s, and then they got into the 90s and grunge hit, and their record company didn't know what to do with them. And they were just like, well, what do you do with the 80s arena band that when 80s arena music isn't around anymore, and so they
then you start playing Six Flags.
Well, that's the thing is that they wanted them to do they wanted to kind of give them more like a Goo Goo Dolls kind of sound. And so they did it, but the problem was they lost all their fans, their diehard fans who were there for the rock music, and they didn't win any other fans because John Schlitt had such an aggressive rock voice. And it's like, okay, so you had that, and then it was funny because after all was said and done, they finally got signed to a record company called Impop Records, which was Peter Fuller, the drummer for the band The Newsboys. And he was a huge Petra fan, and so he just said, hey, let's just do something different. And the fans had been clamoring for like a hard rock, like a real hard rock album, and they put out this album called Jekyll and Hyde that just like rips your face off. the guitar tones and I mean, it was like what they had wanted forever. And it's like the guitar tones in this album are amazing. And it was really cool because that was at the time that I got hooked up with John Schlitt and I toured, played with him. And the week that Jekyll and Hyde, the song was announced, they put it up on Impop Records website. This goes to show you like how the internet has changed. They put it up on the website and it was supposed to be that you could just listen to it, just click and listen to it. What they didn't know was somebody uploaded it wrong and you could right click and download it for free. You could just click save as and just, so we got the song and it was funny because that came out on a Monday. We learned the song and we played it Saturday night at the first show that I did with him. And so we got to play Jekyll and Hyde before Petra did live. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
Interesting.
I got band stories forever, man. Like I just love playing in bands and music and, you know.
Yeah, I miss those days. Me and the lead singer of the band I played with went to a Dave Matthews show and he busted out with a new song that had never been released, and we found a copy of it and played it at our next acoustic show.
Nice.
And people were like, "Oh, is that new Dave song? Like it's not even out yet." Good times, good times.
Yes, Watcher, I've heard of Skillet. Yeah, I mean, Skillet's a pretty popular.
Yeah, I've seen them live several times.
I like that song. In Bloom is one of the songs.
There's a lot of great Christian rock bands. One of the things that bugs me about Christian music right now, is that a lot of it is focused on like church music. It's like a lot of worship music, so there's not a lot of creativity to it. I liked back in the day where people actually wrote
music.
I liked back in the day when people actually wrote songs, right? Yeah. They wrote songs about the stuff that they wanted to write, but they were Christians or they wrote it from their perspective, but it was like real songs. Nowadays, there's just a lot. Everybody tries to sound like U2. Everybody likes that really syncopated delay, stuff that the Edge did, which I love. But it's like
Hillsong.
Yeah, and that's things like Hillsong and like all these different, Bethel. For those of you who don't know what those are like these big mega churches that have bands that release these albums, and that's what a lot of the churches around the world do now. And I even like some of their songs. I mean, we do some of their songs too, but it starts to sound very repetitive, and it's so much to the point where it's like you could be driving through any city in America and flip through the radio stations, and you can pretty much figure out that it's a Christian radio station without even knowing that it is, because it just all sounds the same, and it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate, because there's a lot of really great creative Christian rock bands and Christians out there. I'm getting ready to go to, Tiffany and I are going to go to our Comic-Con again. The Comic-Con that we go to, for some reason, they're doing 2 Comic-Cons this year. Like, I have no idea why the Motor City Comic-Con is doing that. They've never done that before, but they're doing a second one, and Alice Cooper is going to be there.
Oh,
and
wow.
What?
Yes, Alice Cooper is going to be there, and my wife is a huge Alice Cooper fan.
Who's she?
And Alice
His
Cooper?
Wife.
I'm messing.
I was going to say, like, what? No, but my wife is a huge Alice Cooper fan, and that's really cool because Alice Cooper is a professing Christian now.
Yeah,
and so
I don't know how much I believe that.
But... that's absolutely true, man. That's absolutely true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Have you been to church with them or like
no, there's plenty there. No, that's not a new thing though, Justin. First of all, Alice's dad was a pastor. He grew up in church.
Talked about it in interviews.
Okay.
And he's been and this has been like for 20 some odd years now.
Yeah.
Where he's been talking about his faith. And and just kind of like you're talking about like
separating Alice Cooper who was on stage versus him.
But if you look at the stuff Alice did on stage, that a lot of that was shock value stuff, and it wasn't.
He was a kid.
It wasn't evil. He still does the same things, man. But I mean, he cuts heads off of dummies and does weird, crazy stuff. But
that's a part of the act. Like it's art.
It's a stage.
It's
show.
It's like Kiss. You know, they all get up on stage and they're, you know, they're doing their thing. You know, Gene Simmons doesn't really spit blood.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. Don't burn
You know,
the place
like,
down. We'll keep this going.
They're all characters, like the spaceman, you know, the demon, you know, like crap like that. Yeah, and
they're basically a comic book, man. Kiss has one of the top selling comic books of all time. You know, and that's
I forgot that they had a comic book. They've done so much bullshit. I don't even.
What hasn't Kiss done at this point?
I mean, they even had a Kiss casket.
They got Kiss condoms. They've got Kiss, caskets.
Kiss condoms with you know, the C instead of the C, it's a K, like crap like that.
They're the kings of marketing,
of merchandising. Yes, man, it's so stupid. But I don't know, man. But you were asking me earlier what my I think I answered it. What my gripes were with AC/DC, you know, my favorite band. You know, it's only that slump in the '80s where they have, you know, a few bad albums, and I'm like, yeah, those were not that great. And you know, listening to them again and coming to the terms, that like not everything my favorite artist has come out with is that great. Like, it's not like everything is good.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, it was sort of a weird experience where I even went to the Australian albums, like you know, the original High Voltage, the Australian High Voltage, that wasn't that good. You know, it was their first album. No, it was their very first album, but only released in Australia. But everyone knows the High Voltage that is essentially their second album, TNT, which is very weird. For people who don't know about that, don't even bother looking at the history of
Daniel. You're right.
And the different tracks and all that crap. You know, just go with the albums, you know, that are released internationally. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Well, I mean, bands have early beginnings, and they, you know, there's all kinds of.
Oh
like
no,
that.
I'm talking about the distribution thing where they have like some songs are on this album and some.
Well, yeah, that happens to a lot of bands.
That's very annoying. That's
Daniel
very annoying.
Daniel Martin, you're absolutely right. Kiss did put their actual blood in the ink for their Marvel comic. They all put their blood in the red ink for their comic. That is absolutely true. That's not an urban legend. It is true.
Yeah, I always found that kind of weird.
That is kind of weird.
I'm so glad.
They had a reputation, you know, like, you know.
I am so.
They were also on Scooby Doo.
Yeah. well, Scooby Doo is kind of in line with Kiss.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. You know, Scooby Doo has had shows with Batman. Who cares? Like, it's ridiculous. That's
the Harlem Globetrotters, man.
Yeah. Who cares?
Are any of you guys old enough to remember when the Harlem Globetrotters were like?
I've seen them live.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know how old you are, Enosh. I might be older than you.
I'll be 46 next month.
Okay, no, you are a little bit older than I am. not by much though. I'm 43.
So. Okay, yeah. September 24th. That'll be my 46th birthday. But yeah, I mean, I remember growing up, man. The Harlem Globetrotters were a big deal, man.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen that. I saw them as a kid growing up, and then every time, like I would get video cassette tapes of them, and then when they would be on Scooby Doo, those were like some of my favorite episodes.
Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Harlem Globetrotters on Why were the Harlem Globetrotters always like the guest stars on like all these like different shows and stuff? Like,
right?
Like
they were popular back then.
Scooby Doo with the Harlem Globetrotters, you know?
Super popular back then.
Right. Yeah, man. I was just thinking about the Harlem Globetrotters the other day because something came up and I was just like, man, it's just not the same. You know, like I heard actually, I think the Harlem Globetrotters are coming somewhere here around here sometime soon. But like they weren't playing Sweet Georgia Brown, and I was like, it's not. Is it the Harlem Globetrotters even if you don't play Sweet Georgia Brown? Like, I don't know. They're always playing the Washington Generals. Poor, like the Washington Generals have the worst record of any back when they tried to act like it was real.
That's why I like How I Met Your Mother, where like they would actually go to root for the Washington Generals.
Right.
They're like traveling. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Let me tell you this: that streak was still upheld when I saw them. You know, with the Washington, what was it called?
They were the Washington Generals.
Yeah, that was still a thing when I.
And there was like one other team too. There was one other team too, but it was the same. It was the same people. They just put on a different jersey to make it appear that the Globetrotters were playing different teams.
Yeah, it's a comedy gimmick.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And they were all really good, but just I would imagine it was just like people who were not good enough to get into the NBA, but still talented enough and still had the comedic chops.
Well, that's the thing is I don't think that the Harlem Globetrotters were necessarily about. It wasn't necessarily about playing basketball. It was trick shots. You know, it was trick shots. They played basketball, but it was trick shots. You know that they would make and the comedic thing, man. Like you'd go see. You didn't go see it was basically yeah. It was entertainment. It was sports entertainment, right? It was like the WWF, man, back in the day. You know.
Yeah,
like
I mean, that's kind of the.
I mean, you got one guy on with a microphone telling jokes to the ref, messing with the ref, pulling down guys' shorts. You know, running around doing crazy, stupid stuff, you know, running up into the crowd and everything else, stuff that would never happen in a regular game, you know. But
yeah, I didn't quite get it when I saw it. I didn't understand it. I thought like, oh, it's a basketball game, but it's like, you know, SNL. I'm like, all right, okay. I got nothing else to do this day. let's go see it. And you know, I was surprised. And you know, I don't remember a lot about that day, but has anybody else seen them?
We all just said that we had.
Yeah. I haven't, but I do have to head out because it's getting a little late.
I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
Have a good night.
I must have left at the wrong time.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap this up here pretty soon. Actually.
Yeah, I'm about to hit the sack myself. I gotta get up early in the morning.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do a video for our other channel tonight, but I'm too tired. I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
That's all good. Anyways, yeah, no, I think this is gonna work out. I think we're gonna probably end it right here. Everybody have a good night and take it easy.